All right, let me start this. Here we go. So, I'd like each and every single one of you all to gather around the table. Let me tell you all a Voden fable. To not talk about any more things of IKEA or meatballs, but instead to talk about the tale of these survivors. The tale, looming corruption, and a jaded destiny. For this, the infamous tale of the Valley of Dreams, and the legendary tale of those soul-bound. It was here, previously. Our heroes were tending to their wounds after the battle against the corruption. It'd be here they'd converse with the likes of Jade, an old ally, before celebrating in victory, by burning away the notes they'd prepare, in case anyone was to perish or be forgotten. With conversations being had, they'd say goodbye to Jade and then figure out their next plans to travel into the valley and find Philo's Myconid colony, reside there and more. However, as he began to scavenge in a nearby river, Adidark, our shifter barbarian, would witness a strange figure, aiming the likes of a bow towards our sprite's individual in Gore of the Meadows. He'd act fast and shift into an animal, taking on a froggy sort of nature and leaping several feet into the air. He suplexed the individual before they could even strike. As this occurred, it was shown that our heroes had stepped into an ambush, but an ambush none other than of the Zhao dynasties. With that, survivors, listen now. The Zhao dynasty seeks your downfall as the attack has been made. Will you falter, or will you defend yourself and your allies, and live to see another day in Session 14 of Valley of Dreams? That being said, I wish you all the best of luck. Alrighty, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna switch on over to the maps and all that stuff. And we're gonna also give you guys a little bit of ambience. We'll let this music play off in the background, but we'll send you guys over to here. Dreams, River Crossing, here we go. Oh man, I don't think we rolled, and no, we didn't do anything yet. All right, so we'll get to that in a minute, from what it's seeming like. So, as we pick back up exactly where we left off, it seems to be that you would all look out and about, and as you find yourselves all surrounded by several dozen individuals, you see as they all have arrows and swords pointed towards you, and they're getting ready to charge at each and every one of you. However, you all would look up towards the sky and see as it would flicker for a brief moment. You see as it surges and cracks as the sky begins to break before your very eyes. And you would look over and see as it is no longer a brightened sky of day, but instead a darkened sky of night. As this occurs, you see as the rain begins to start slowly picking up more and more and more, and you see as these strange sort of reddish sort of embers begin to start forming amongst the entire area. As this happens, oh boy. You see as the individuals, well, we look over immediately and we see as Adidark begins to slam the bandit into the river. Multiple individuals emerging from the shadows of invisibility, bow and arrows drawn, they all yell out after or sending an arrow towards Gore. They yell out, "You'll either hand over the supplies, or you will face the wrath of the Zhao dynasty." And with that, I have a question. Does anyone look like as if they're sort of faltering from this?
Yo,
Sorry.
I thought are our souls bound yet?
They might as well be.
Are they shackled yet or not?
Well,
Where we last
if
left
that's
off,
the case,
Gore barely got hit by an arrow. Gore immediately looked over who it was, and that little 1 HP, he was like, "Oh, okay, that's what it is."
well, if that's the case, my friends, your souls are shackled, and the time for battle is now. Everyone, mark your characters down. It's time to roll for initiative. Alrighty, that said, get that started over here. Quick combat. You had a question about combat and all that stuff? Hold on. There, you need it.
Yeah. So the unarmed fury, you can. Oh, by the way, bro, you need to show some better mute tactic. Can you be a little more tactful with your mute, please? Thank you.
Oh, I got the
so
overlay messed up.
the unarmed strike that I get for a bonus action, I was wondering if that could be a unarmed strike, grapple, or shove, just because I feel I can flavor all three just to have more fun, and I was curious if that was.
Not a bonus action, shove, or grapple or anything like that, but there is a feat I believe you can take. I think it's the grappler feat, and you actually can get that at level 4, which you're going to be hitting very, very soon. So maybe not now, but maybe soon.
All right, I'm just trying to live out my fantasy of like Mucha Lucha right now.
I got you.
Hey, I'm with the shits.
This guy's literally turned into Rey Mysterio.
Bro, I got the ox talisman, bro. I got the ox talisman, bro. Let's get it.
Okay, that's all it took. All right, Addy Dark. Oh wait, I just realized. Oh shit, Sean, you have your camera on today. I thought you weren't having camo on. I got you.
When have I ever not had my camera?
Or not Sean. I fucking got it. I'm in Kane. My bad.
Oh yeah. Nah, I was turning it on. My fault.
No, you're good. I'll probably mess around with it like while you guys are taking your turns and all that stuff. But let's see what everybody's got for initiative. Make sure to right click on your tokens if you haven't already. Hit the little sword and shield icon and let's get started. Because there's a lot of
loading right now.
I gotcha. Here, I'll do it for you. And just in the meantime, or I'll probably hold off until you get here, unless everybody is just completely done.
Go. You can roll for me. I trust it.
All right, that's a bad idea, but I got you.
Yo.
That's a big 5 right there. That's a big 5.
Agni came to play today. A 9? Oh boy.
The mom rolling 11 is the highest initiative roll rolled probably in all of your rolls.
Damn, and they still rolling higher than y'all. Jesus. But we got a couple NPCs, so let's see what they get. We're gonna be rolling for Trog. Right here. Trog gets a 6. Sheesh. Y'all still got the aftermath of that corruption fight, apparently.
This ain't even after. This is just standard. This is just standard.
But Hannibal ready for smoke. He got a 19. Same thing with Addy Darty. They ready to throw hands. All right, let's see what Philo's got. That is pretty good from Philo. 13. Which guy you're talking about in top left?
No, just like the man that looked different.
I shall give them sweet tribute.
Yeah,
I will give them sweet tribute tonight for that initiative roll.
That man disappeared all of a sudden, but never mind.
Oh, you're talking about that? Oh shit, that was from what do you call it? Fucking the Ascent. I was testing out shit earlier.
Oh, okay, yeah. He looked real informed though.
Hey, y'all, you want to fight him? Hey, don't tell Navro though. Don't tell Navro. Oh man. But you guys, as usual, top left, you can ignore this guy. He's just for initiative and all that stuff. All right. Everybody good for initiative? Anybody not roll initiative yet?
Wait, why is Mal injured?
He should not be. I'm about to fix that. He should have a long rest. Yeah, Mal didn't say anything about corruption, so he should be good.
Mal's been napping.
Yeah.
He's been napping.
All right, I think everybody is good. If that is the case, let's get started with combat and start us off right. Addy Dark, you receive initiative and you find yourself sort of suspended in the likes of this water. Now, as you're sort of, I'd assume, I don't know if whether you're climbing onto the likes of this sort of floating piece of wood off to the side. You could stand on it if you wanted to, but regardless, you look over towards this individual over here, and it seems to be that pretty much they are just not even battered and bruised. Their entire body is just completely shattered from the slam that you did towards them into the water and more. But regardless, what would you like to do as your turn starts now? If you're talking, we can't hear you.
Oh, I do apologize. Y'all didn't hear any of that flavoring? I apologize.
No, not. So you just got to re-explain it.
It's all good. That's life sometimes. It's all good. It's all good.
All right.
So what I'm going to do is, I'm sorry, I have to just check my distance real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And it's loading a little bit.
That's all good.
Yeah.
This just gives me time to mess with the overlay anyways. So you're fine.
Oh, damn. Nah, they're out of range. All right, I was trying to do something, but they're out of range. I'm going to move towards this fellow here. And I'm already raging. Correct?
Yeah, you are raging at the moment. So you're in the water form,
Okay.
but well, yeah, you got the entire turn.
Oh, okay. And I'm sorry. One other clarifying question. The for Unarmed Fury, it doesn't have to be a successful first strike. It's just like
Nah, it doesn't have to be
bonus action,
successful.
right?
You just have to at least try to do it.
Okay. I'm going to try and grapple this dude into the river here, doing one of those like what they call that rolling bicycle grapple looking things. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Someone help me out. Somebody.
I got you.
Somebody.
That said, you would be
Martial
leaving,
artist out here.
or you would be leaving this individual, though he's not. He is like, he's not really unconscious or anything like that. He's just completely dazed right now. So you would take an attack of opportunity from him if you still want to leave.
I still want to leave.
All right, you got it. So he will take the attack of opportunity. He will swing towards you with the scimitar, striking forth. It's gonna be a 12. That will fly and completely wide and miss. As he tries to strike, he's again barely even able to sort of hold his blade. You walk up to or climb onto the legs of this area. What would you like to do? Also, let me change the music.
I'm going to target him with the grapple, and then what do I roll for the grapples again?
You're gonna make an athletics check, actually.
Okay.
We're gonna do this one.
And the reckless attack works for those or no?
Yes, it does. And you're raging anyway, so you have advantage on all athletics check.
Oh, so I don't even need to do the reckless attack? That's what I'm talking about.
Nah. All right, so he's gonna make an athletics check, try to beat a 24. Yeah,
Awesome.
good luck with that.
Awesome.
That is a 19. Yeah, he is definitely getting grappled. You begin to wrap around him and entering the legs of the grapple. That said, what would you like to do next? That is your action. You have a bonus action.
I guess I'm sorry. I guess it was more of a less of a like. I guess the toss is a shove range, right?
Do you want to shove him or do you want to grab him?
I want to like toss him behind me, like.
Okay, we'll say this is a shove then. All right, so we'll take the same roll and all that stuff. But as you begin to sort of grab him, you toss him over the legs of your head, as you do, you see as he begins to almost like in a back body drop sort of motion. He falls into the legs of the water down below and cracks the legs of his back directly on as he splashes into the field. He will take a little bit of falling damage. So this is only 10 feet, but it's still going to add a little bit. That said, that is a d6 of damage. He takes 5 points of damage as he cracks across the ground. That said, or are you doing anything else on your turn?
I will also shift with my bonus action, because he's now out of range. Yeah,
all right.
I will shift, and we are in pure rare toad, rare frog mode. I'm having decided whether I'm gonna flavor it as a toad or a frog. Yeah, so it went from like toad-esque creatures to just full on like I'm about to leap on these dudes, like step on their heads straight up.
You got it. That said, are you moving anymore, or is that your turn? 5, 10, 15.
How much distance did I move before?
20.
Yeah, 20. You would have to climb up, so you really got like 5 feet, honestly. So it's not. I mean, it's up to you if you want to try to just jump down, or keep in mind if you do jump down, you would take falling damage, because you don't have anything to break your fall. But yeah.
No, I'm just gonna slide right here.
You got it. I said Addydark begins to back up, and as they do, Hannibal receives initiative, then Mal, then the bandits after that. All right. At this point, Hannibal will begin to look over towards all these individuals sort of surrounding or every one of his allies, and he will begin to draw the legs of his blade and then snarl towards these individuals. You'll see as he is going to he's going to look towards them, and he's going to consider sort of lighting the blade on or with lightning, but he's gonna hold off on this. He doesn't feel like they're worth it. All right. He's gonna make a attack roll. Maybe they are. We'll see. All right. Attack roll with his long sword. First one. That's a 24 to hit and 13 points of damage. He slices out with an upward strike or this entire person's upper body is completely nearly cleaved into two. Second strike, he will put his or even more force into it. 18 will hit and 11 points of damage. At this point, with 2 single strikes, it begins to bring this one with a downward strike before sheathing the likes of the blade, and the individual is almost completely just eviscerated. At this point, you'll see as he nearly falls out of the tree before he unleashes a mighty Leonin roar out into the fray. As you hear as he begins to almost break composure for a brief moment in time, these individuals' resolve will be tested. He's going to use Daunting Roar as a bonus action. Wisdom saving throw. He will fail with a 6, and this one will make a save as well. And they will fail with a 6. At this point, you see as as Hannibal has cut nearly both of them down, they are both completely frightened of the Leonin samurai. That is his turn. All right, let me move this over here. All right, that's Hannibal. Mao is up. Mao is going to start backing up a little bit, and he is going to make sure that everybody's good to go. And he is going to cast... He'll look towards actually he doesn't have much. Yeah, he doesn't have much for you guys at this point. He'll look towards Agni and just say, Agni, do you need a little help getting closer into the fight, or you good where you are?
Does he still have his like artillery? Like maybe
he does.
Fire one?
Yeah, he does. But this is for his first part.
Okay.
I will take any assistance you can provide, but make sure you stay safe, Mount.
Right. You'll see as he begins to slowly start putting the likes of his backpack down and starts fiddling and taking out bits of inventions and more, before you see as he begins to take out a sort of mechanical gear and device and begins to sort of wrap it around the ankle of Agni. As it begins to happen, you feel a sort of jolt, a surge with electricity, as you have Expeditious Retreat casted upon you. As a bonus action, you can use your action to take, or you can use the dash action to get even closer. All right, that said, that is the bonus action. For his action, he's going to create an Eldritch Cannon. He is going to specifically he's going to create one over here. It's going to be the shape of the sort of ballista turret. It forms onto this tree stump and gets ready to start firing towards his enemies, but that is his turn. All right, Bandit's turn, then Old Man Philo, then Zaman, you're on deck afterwards. Bandits, let's see what they've got. They are going to be... Well, these individuals over here are going to start slowly forming up. And it's going to be 2 attack rolls going towards Addydark. First one's going to be towards, with this one. Second one's going to be this one sort of standing up and just trying to pull themselves onto the likes of this wood over here and fire forth. This one's probably going to have to actually do the same, so they'll sort of get up here and then fire. All right, features... Crossbow. All right, 17 will hit for 3 points of damage because you're raging. Second one, I don't know why they're rolling with advantage. Hold on, let me fix that. Whichever their first one was. Their first one was a nat 1, so that first one will miss completely. The second one is an 18 though, so that will hit. So instead of taking 3 damage, you're gonna only take 2 points of damage. Hannibal, or that, Addydark. All right, that's we're gonna reduce that, and we're gonna reduce that, and you take 2. All right,
yeah,
that
can you
is.
give me the health buff? Can you also give me the health buff? Or,
with the yeah, I got you. Yeah, give me 1 minute for that. Shifting level plus Constitution modifier, so that is 3 plus 3, so you get 6 temp HP. Which would have been taken down to 4. You're back at full. All right, good to go. That said, that is their go towards you, Addydark. These individuals over here are going to start firing over to the likes of Zaman and Azora. There's going to be 1 attack roll going towards Zaman. The second one is going towards the likes of Azora. Oh, wait, that is right. They do have advantage or whatever from being hidden originally from you, but they don't have advantage past that.
Now, I do gotta ask the questions. From this angle, you know, I'm kind of under this bridge, like, is that a clear shot for them, or is that disadvantage, or now normal because they're at advantage? I gotta ask the questions.
I'll say it's normal. That is a good point. But I will say they do have advantage for this first round, but that is it. That's only because they were to hide away from you, but that's it. So that attack would have originally hit Addy Dark, but it only does 3 points of damage, and you still have your temp HP, so you're good. All right. I said first attack roll is going to go towards Zaman. Alt. Oop. One more time. I'll click it. 22 will hit for 6 points of damage. Second one's going to try to strike towards Azora. It's going to be a straight roll. Let's see what happens. They fire off their arrow, and 9 points of damage as it strikes into both of you. You see as the arrows begin to embed, you sort of nearly try to dodge out of the way, but you're not able to get or be quick enough in this moment in time. That said, they begin to knock back another arrow and ready themselves for what's to come next. This individual is probably going to drop down off of the likes of the tree, and this individual is going to get out of the tree and sort of stand on this ridge over here. That is their turn. Meanwhile, these two individuals over here are going to, they are going to rush into the fray, and they are going to just attack immediately. This individual is going to attack Mao. This individual is going to attack Agni. First attack roll is going towards you, Agni. This is with advantage as well. All right. That is a 22 hit, Agni. Do you have a response?
Agni's going to use Hellish Rebuke on that.
All right, you got it. As they strike into you, are drawing a bit of blood, you see, or describe exactly what this Hellish Rebuke looks like.
So as he's kind of looking down at Mao, acknowledging his help, he turns around and he's getting attacked with a scimitar. And as the blade starts to hit his flesh, the red crystals start to activate, and just an immediate flame burst comes out of like the crystal that he ends up hitting. So he needs to make a dex save.
Dex save, you got it. Let's see what happens. He will fail with a 5 and take 5 points of fire damage.
I'm gonna empower spell that actually.
All right, re-roll it for me.
Dice. Damage instead.
That is 14 points of damage instead. As you see, as he begins to slowly start burning away, begins to try to pent out the legs of the fire, almost freaking out for a brief moment in time. But that said, that is his turn. Meanwhile, this individual strikes over towards the legs of Mao, reaching over and almost thrusting the legs of the blade into their chest before drawing a bit of blood. This one is going to try to strike out at Hannibal, but he will do so at disadvantage because he is completely frightened of him. All right, this is going to be a Scimitar Attack. That'll be a 12. Hannibal will begin to just slightly dodge off to the side, barely using any movement. That is that. These two individuals over here, is going to be pretty much, I think it's going to be 2 attack rolls towards Gore, as you are in the center and you are after the supplies in the central area. So, light crossbow, both with advantage. Another natural 20. You see as it goes flying wide. This time, the first one struck into you, but didn't really do much damage. The second one, however, flies over and nearly chips a bit of your wing, drawing more blood. That's 7 points of damage to you, but let's see if the second one does anything else. Oof. With advantage, a 6 flies wide and it strikes into the water. No effect. So is that all of the bandits' turns? Yes, it is.
Sensei, it's Forge is looking weird. It's keeping on saying my access.
Hold up, I can't hear you. 1 second. Say that one more time.
It keeps on saying my access is unauthorized.
Whoa, what?
Like it's like dimmed on the Forge, and I tried reloading like.
Access is unauthorized. You just got kicked out. The ops got you.
Yeah,
but let's see what you got. Chloe. Well, you said you're not in Foundry though, right?
No, I closed out Foundry. I'll close it out altogether now. Back, but it was weird. Like
try to open it back up and tell me if it doesn't do anything.
Like it lets me log in as Gore, and then the screen is dim, and it keeps on giving me a.
That is weird. Hold on, I'm gonna see what I can do here. Said access is unauthorized?
Yeah.
That's weird. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, Yeah, it loads and it says access unauthorized. Please enter your API key. Sign into the. And it said I signed in successfully.
Foundry access is unauthorized. I'll Google that real quick.
Y'all can keep going. I might still be able to do stuff. I can't tell. It's weird. It's like I still have access, but I don't. I don't know. I can't
Can
tell.
you see the map or anything?
Yeah, I can, but it's extra dimmed. It's
Extra
weird.
dim. Gotcha.
Yeah, we'll give it a
I
shot.
can fix that. I can fix that easy. I'll just do this. Boop. And then I just do this right here. That should fix the dim light, right?
Yeah.
All right. I think you're good. I think you can ignore the unauthorized access. As long as you can open up your character sheet, you can make rolls. I think you should be good.
All right.
Yeah, I always ignore that.
Yeah.
Copy,
I think that's
copy. I
happens sometimes, but you're good.
Copy.
All right. That is their turn. Philo's turn over here. He is going to. He is gonna. Well, he doesn't really have too many damaging spells. He's more of a support, but he will probably just lightning bolt somebody if he can't do anything. Honestly, we'll see what Hannibal could do to them, and he will probably just try to assist Mao in this sort of way. Actually, no. Yeah, he's gonna just unleash a poison spray towards this guy over here. You'll see as he begins to hold his hands out, or strange spores will begin to start forming and beginning to almost pull up this sort of noxious gas towards the enemy. Dang, they'll succeed with an 18, so that will be not really necessarily successful. Got anything as a bonus action? He does not. Well, no one's really injured too much. He'll look over towards the likes of Azora, and you'll see as he begins to hold a hand out, and you'll see Azora as a small little tiny mushroom begins to form, as he's just gonna cast Healing Word at first level, to keep you up. All right, Healing Word, boom, first level, and bam. All right, you get 8 HP back to you. I'll add that for you, and there you go. You are at 30 HP now. All right, that is Philo's turn. Zaman, you receive initiative, then Agni, you are next. What would you like to do, Zaman, as more and more of these individuals are swarming forth and firing arrows at your or at your allies?
Zaman. Do they look like they have any metal on them?
Let's see. Metal. Oh, god dang, I guess I gotta pull up the original image of them. I mean, they do have like just a scimitar, so that would definitely count as metal. I'll see what their armor is. Their armor's made out of leather, so probably not that. From what you can tell, I mean, besides their weapon, it's nothing immediately present that they're wearing.
Copy. Yeah, Zaman is going to see. How far is he from this this edge, this like cliff?
You can measure it by using the measuring tool. Go in the top left, and you can get one of these sort of measuring tools. If you click the little 2 arrows and all that, it'll tell you exactly how far.
Yeah, for some reason, it keeps healing me and taking the health away.
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
Should be good now. I'll make sure. Yeah, it should be good now.
Yeah, it says 22 for me, but all right.
22. I don't want to delete your thing from initiative. On my screen and on my token, it looks fine. It says barely injured, so I think we'll leave it for now. I'll make sure just in case you take damage later.
All
To see.
right, copy.
Zaman is gonna move up. He's gonna try to chain whip this guy into the water.
Alrighty, that said, cast the spell as you begin to unleash the likes of the chain whip as it forms from the likes of your entire sort of suit of armor and body. An 8, however, that's not gonna cut it. It strikes forth, however, this individual is just barely able to almost back up a little bit as it strikes into the rocks below. Anything else?
He's gonna move towards this. Yeah, he's gonna move right there, and that as a that ends his turn. That's it.
All right, that said, you begin to transform over towards the individual over here. And let's see what we got here. Agni, you are up. Trog's next, and then Core, you are after Trog. But Agni, this individual just struck you with the likes of their scimitar towards you and also injured Mao. What would you like to do on your turn?
I'm trying to see, is there a way I can get into range to burn in hands both of them and not hurt Mao? I think that's... No, the cone would still hit Mao from the top.
Yeah, I don't think. Unless you were to basically move all the way around, like over here. Nah, not really.
No, I would end up leaving his range. He's gonna take a swing at just my scythe.
Easy enough.
All right, that said, make a swing with the scythe as you begin to bring it out and try to strike it into the individual.
Top left.
It's gonna be
Top left.
big old miss.
Dang, back-to-back threes.
Not with that. An 8, you swing wide as he begins to sort of parry with the legs of his scimitar and throw the blade back towards you. What else you got?
No, the dude's
All
the way to the left. Tito,
Yo,
is he still there?
can you mute yourself?
Just
Oh, I'm not on mute.
Nah.
Oh, sorry.
Nah, you're good, buddy.
Curse of Gore. Curse of Gore is in this family.
As a bonus action, Agni's going to look to Gore, not Gore, to Trog and say, "Now it's time for you to take your revenge. Make sure you fill them with the pain that they filled you with." And he's going to help him, Trog, as his bonus action.
Nice. That said, are you commanding him to attack a specific one? Only asking because NPC, you know.
No, I mean, I would command him to attack the one that's injured, I guess.
All right, you get it. That's it.
That's my turn.
You command him forth, and that is Agni's turn. Trog will look over towards you, and you'll see as he begins to grab the likes of it, or the likes of his dagger, and he is going to lunge out towards this individual wildly. Gonna make an attack roll with advantage. This will be first strike. Let's see what he's got. Dagger attack. Advantage. God damn. This man Trog could not hit shit. That says an 11 will just barely miss with advantage, but he strikes forth, and you see as the individual hears the likes of your commands, and as this happens, they see, or they're able to almost sort of not predict what's coming, but they're able to sort of prepare themselves for the likes of Trog's assault. That said, Trog will make another attack as a bonus action and see if he can strike forth. This one is a straight roll though. 22 will hit, dealing 7 points of damage, and he will get sneak attack damage because you are right beside him, Agni. So that is 2d6. Boom, boom. That is going to be 7 more points of damage, and with this time, you see as Trog embeds the secondary dagger into the likes of this individual's neck, pulls it forth, and nearly decapitates him right there. They are dead. All right.
You see Agni sort of make a fist at him, acknowledging him.
I said good stuff. He's gonna move over and try to get into the fray with this bandit over here, and that is his turn. All right, Cora, you receive initiative at the moment. You're standing on the likes of this bridge, and you see individuals from pretty much all sides. There's still individuals dealing with the likes of Hannibal and Trog, and also even Zaman. Where would you like to go, and who would you like to hit?
So Cora's gonna go right here.
All right.
Why did I move?
You're on the targeting or the little grid tool. There you go.
And I'm gonna put the pause on this one right in front of Hannibal.
You got it. Make an attack roll towards them. At this point, this individual, he is barely even left alive. He is bloodied, frightened, and you approach with the likes of your kaboo and try to strike towards him. 21, yeah, that's gonna be more than enough. All right, how do you want to kill this individual?
She's just gonna bash him like right in the neck.
That said, as you do, you see as the spikes begin to embed themselves into it as he drops down, slumped over, and defeated. That is your action, Core. You do have a bonus action and maybe a little bit of movement.
For bonus action, I want to do spiritual weapon.
Alrighty, and spiritual weapon. Oh, it's been a long time since we got that one. While I'm getting the spiritual weapon out, what does your spiritual weapon kind of look like?
The kaboo.
You got it. Is it just a bigger one?
Yeah, it's just a bigger one.
All right. Any color specifically? Because I got a lot of them.
You can do. Do you have like a dark green?
Dark green. I got a light green. Yeah, I got a light
You got
green.
like
Pretty
a.
much.
Okay, I'll do light green.
All right, we'll do this one right here. I said, as you begin to summon it forth, where would you? I assume you're summoning it over towards this guy to hit him, correct?
Yeah.
All right, make an attack roll with the spiritual weapon as it forms in front of or almost behind them in the legs of the tree and tries to strike out at him.
Where'd it on? Okay. Weapon. Here we go.
Keep in mind, Azora, you're next, and Gore, you are on deck after Azora.
Oh.
Copy.
What am I hitting him? I'm trying to.
Spiritual weapon. Let's see if. Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
there we go.
Wait, why'd it roll like that? That's weird. Yeah, why'd it roll like that? What the hell?
Did I go wrong?
I'm gonna do it again. That roll counts and all that stuff. I just want to make sure, see if this thing is working. Consume spell slot. No. Okay, here, I'll just roll damage right there. So 11 points of damage with that strike. Oh god, yeah, this guy is not looking good. You strike into him from the behind, and you see as you bash into his head, he nearly stumbles out of the legs of the tree, dropping down over, and at this point, he is terrified as he's surrounded and more. Cora, is that your turn?
My turn.
All right, Azora, you are up. Gore, you are next. But Azora, you're on the ground right now. You're not prone or anything like that, but you have taken a bit of damage. What would you like to do? Oh, disconnected from the Discord. God damn, we got lag, we got connection issues and more tonight. Woo. Let me see what this is. Let me close this up. All right, yeah, I don't know what that was all about, but we're good now. All right, give me 2 seconds.
Yes. All right, go ahead.
Hold on 1 second. Valley of Dreams. I think that's me over here. All right, I think we're good now. That said, Azora, if you didn't hear me before, it is your turn, and then Gore, you are next. But what you got for us, Azora?
Yep. You see Azora doing something that she'd seen Agni do when he walks slowly towards somebody with the fire coming down to the site. She does that as she slowly goes across this water, going past Gore, and you see as she holds onto the hilt of her blade, which is still in the sheath. With each step, and as the sheath touches against the water, the water begins to freeze over as she walks towards this one.
All right, that's it. That will do it. You walk through the legs of the water, and you try to, or dragging the legs of the blade, and immediately unsheath it towards this individual. Let's see what you got.
And she immediately goes into her water form jutsu. And
keep in mind, if you wait, can you do it afterwards? I think you can.
Yeah, it's just after this, I can only move 15 feet.
That's right. Okay. So that says you go into water stance and make your attack roll with advantage, and also you do have a D4 from the likes of Lika.
Appreciate that out there, Lika. All right, here we go.
Ooh, 18, that'll do it. You strike forth, and as you slash with the individual, you see as there's entirely an ice shards and crystals forming up their entire chest and almost covering their entire eye and hair and more. 14 points of damage, has them near death. Do you do anything else, or is that your turn?
Yeah, so then she is going to actually not, yeah, that's gonna be the end of her turn for now. So yeah, that's we'll say that's the end of her turn.
All right, Gore of the Meadows, what would you like to do as you receive initiative? You look around and you've been struck by multiple individuals with bow and arrow, specifically these ones. Azora is striking forth towards the bandits to the side, and it is all out chaos and war. What you got for us?
All right, so Gore immediately goes and zips over to where the quick one was just going at it, and he immediately just busts out and attacks with his shorts. Not doing anything crazy, but he just immediately swings, and
that being said, as you're getting ready to swing towards the individual, you're seeing this sort of blood-filled wings beginning to almost course more and more with energy. Let's see if this will do it. Out of the 7.
Hold on. Oh. No. Try to roll this. Damn. I'll roll this D10. Yeah, I want to see it happen. We're gonna pray to the gods. Pray to the gods.
Pray that Finax has blessed you. But a 3, sadly, not today. With a 10, you strike forth towards the individual, and you see as they begin to, or as you're getting ready to strike towards them, you see as this individual begins to almost sort of use the likes of the water and sort of splash it into the likes of your face, almost making you shield yourself for a brief moment in time, unsure of what they're doing. It gets into your eyes before you almost become even more enraged and ready to slaughter this individual. That said, they kick up the water with their their foot. That is their turn. Alrighty. Actually, no. Unless you want to do something else, my bad.
Gore is gonna swing on him, and he's like, pesky things. And he's gonna fly out here, and he's gonna yell out, you want to hurt Gore? This is the only way you hurt Gore. And Gore cuts himself across the chest. He's upset, and he activates the Crimson Right for next time.
All right. I said you aim to activate the Crimson Right. Roll the 2d4s. You activate the right of Otakamaru. All right, 5 points of damage to yourself. Let's see if this one is gonna hit for the next one. That is your turn, Gore. But before Addy Dark, on your turn initiative, you would look over and see as more and more of these individuals are starting to form out of the bits of these sort of woods, seeming to sort of surround you guys from all sides. 2 more begin to emerge from here. Oh. Wait, hold on. Why are they fucking flipped upside down? All right, there you go. 2 more emerge from right here, and another 2 begin to emerge from the likes of here.
Azora did warn you, the ops in every tree. What did she tell you?
2 more begin to emerge from right, well, probably not from there. From right here, and that is their turn. All right. That said, Addy Dark, you do receive initiative. What would you like to do as you see more and more of these individuals emerging and trying to strike and kill all of your friends? Oh, muted.
I am checking distances. I'm sorry. These opponents that have entered the arena have confused my awareness here.
It's all good. It seemed to be as we're kind of thrown off for a bit and unsure of exactly how many in number they sort of seem to be. You ready yourself? Let's see what you got. Who's we got?
There's all these little guys. Jesus, that is like dumb far away. I'm just gonna move towards these 2 fellows.
You got it. You rush over, bat in hand or fist at the ready. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna target this dude with a strike. I'm gonna make it reckless.
All right, so as you begin to reach over and try to strike towards this individual, punching them forward, channeling the likes of water or water cold energy, dealing 6 points of damage plus 2 because your rage damage. It cracks them across the likes of their face and nearly almost breaking their entire neck from one single punch. You do have a second one as a bonus action though.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the second one with advantage again.
Alrighty. Oh, did you actually? You didn't roll with advantage for the first one. Roll one more time just in case you crit.
Will do.
21, so same thing. All right. That said, it strikes, or the second one, however, you swing forth wildly towards them. At this point, they kind of back up for a little bit and nearly try to trip you up before getting ready to sort of unsheath the likes of their bow, grab their scimitar to almost stab you where you stand. Anything else for your turn, or is that your go?
That'll be it.
All right. Meanwhile, over here, Hannibal will begin to look over towards the likes of Cora and nod as they begin to join them before going to work and trying to strike this individual right here. He will make one single swift motion, and it's gonna be a long sword attack. Actually, he's gonna use a. Does he have anything for this? No, he does not. Yeah, he's just gonna make a normal attack roll. All right, long sword attack. 10 will miss. You'll see as he swings wildly at this individual. I have a question. Does Frighten give them advantage if they're hitting them or no? I think it just gives the person disadvantage towards them, right?
It really depends on the frightened condition. It's kind of like all over the place.
Yeah.
But I don't think you gain advantage on hitting a frightened target. I just don't think they can move closer to you.
Gotcha. All right.
They have disadvantage if you're in their line of sight.
For short reaching till the end of your next turn. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. So that said, that is his first attack. He will then make a second attack towards them. 16 will hit, dealing a lot more damage. 12 points at this point, he strikes out into him and he almost cuts his entire arm off. It's barely sort of hanging on by a thread, but that is his turn at this point. He is going, I don't think he's got any more mutagens that are interesting enough for this point. So I think that will be his go. Yeah, I don't see any mutagens. Oh, actually, he's gonna enact this one. And you'll see as his muscles begin to slowly grow in size for a brief moment, and his eyes begin to start almost flaring out, turning this sort of crimson red, and then eventually a darkened black. That is his turn. Mouse go, then the bandits. We're gonna look over here. He's gonna use the likes of the Eldritch Cannon, just fire towards this individual right here. He's gonna be with the Force Ballista. Usability, that's going to be a 10, so sadly that will miss. That is his bonus action to fire. He's going to use his action, however, to... He'll look around at this point after seeing his invention not really working. He'll look and nearly stumble for a bit and just grab the likes of a rock, and it's just like, fine. And he begins to put it in the likes of a slingshot and fire it towards this individual as he's going to cast catapult towards them. 10 points of damage, dexterity saving throw. They will fail and take the full 10 points as it cracks across or cracks them into the head. You see as it almost takes their almost eye completely out, and they are nearly blinded. But that is Mao's turn. Alrighty, bandits go, and then Philos. Oop, didn't mean to do that. All right, let's see what we got here. So this one is going to. This one's going to strike towards Trog because, basically just killed his friend over here, and they seem to be a threat at the moment. It's going to be a Scimitar Attack. Target, and boom. There we go. An 8 will miss. They'll swing wildly as Trog is able to sort of dodge out of the way and get ready to nearly embed the dagger into them again. All right, that is theirs. This one over here is going to... Yeah, they're going to try to strike out Hannibal with disadvantage again. 4 will miss completely as this happens. Or you'll see as they're beginning to sort of back up for a moment. Hannibal and Gore, you do get attacks of opportunity. Gore, would you like to take one?
Shit, I'm on mute. Yeah, I'll take it.
Your mute game is so strong.
Right. I was already going to check. Make an attack roll with your spiritual weapon.
Spiritual weapon.
$21 will hit, dealing 5 points of damage, and that is all you need to kill them. They rush back for a brief moment in time, almost fearful for their lives. Jumping out of the tree, you see as the Kanabo strikes down into them, almost embedding them firmly into the ground and leaving an implant. They are dead. All right, that is their turn. Meanwhile, these individuals over here, I mean, they can either deal with this individual or they can deal with the likes of Gore. This one's gonna go and pretty much jump down onto the water and begin to start rushing over towards you and slice out towards you, Gore. This one is going to meet over here and is gonna fire an arrow at, they're gonna fire one at Cora. All right, this one's gonna try to strike. They'll knock an arrow back and send it forth. That's going to be a 14. It will fly wide and into the likes of the tree. They'll back up and reposition a little bit, but that is their turn over here. This one's going to strike out towards Gore. Oop. They'll rush over with the scimitar. Boom, boom. 17 will hit, dealing 6 points of damage as they draw more and more blood onto, or it spills into the water. Looking a little injured, Gore, but you are still standing strong. Alrighty, that is their turns over here. Meanwhile, on over here. Alright, Azora, there are two individuals and you that you are close to, so they are both going to rush over and try to surround you for a brief moment in time. Swirling amongst the water, they'll put the likes of their blades towards you and try to swipe out and kill you. Alright, there's gonna be 2 attack rolls. First one, there's gonna be a 12 to hit, will miss completely. Second one is going to be a 20 to hit, only dealing 2 points of damage.
Yeah, so you see as the first one comes, she immediately deflects their blow, but she just wasn't quick enough to prevent the second one. But it didn't take too much purchase.
All right. So that is their turn over here. Meanwhile, over here, this individual is going to rush over and meet the likes of Zaman, striking out with their scimitar. It's going to be an attack. 12 will miss, that will be their go. But meanwhile, as they have you distracted over here, they'll try to fire off with their light crossbow. There's gonna be a 7 ineffective. You're able to dodge out of the way or sort of take the bits of arrows, and it's not able to do much damage and land much purchase. But we'll see if these two individuals. Go ahead.
You see Zaman just has his chain whip just deflecting everything like it's nothing.
Nice. That said, these guys are gonna all start forming, and they are going to, this one over here is gonna take a pot shot towards Agni all the way off to the side. This one's gonna take another shot at Zaman. 14 will miss again. You're able to deflect it with the likes of the chain whip. However, let's see if Agni is just as capable to do so. All right. 21 to hit, 8 points of damage. Agni, are you doing anything response with his reaction?
As a response, yeah, Agni will shield that.
Alright, as it's beginning to go closer and closer towards you, the runes upon your back will begin to glow, and you'll see as a sort of flaming rune begins to form, blocking the arrow and deflecting it off to the side. Alright, I would take the damage away from you. That is... yeah, back to that. Alright, that is their go over here. And we got 2 more individuals over Addydark. Or 4 more individuals over Addydark. Alright. First strike is going to be with the advantage as you struck over towards them wildly. Let's see if they're able to stab into your chest, Addy. Wait, what? What the hell? Hold on 1 second. All right, 16 will hit, dealing a total of 4 points of damage because you are, or 3 points of damage because you're raging. Oof. And this one's going to rush over here and is going to attack you as well.
Were they supposed to? Oh yeah, reckless attack. Never mind.
Yeah. 11, however, will not be able to do it. They strike over towards you and slash, but though they're able to sort of land the blow, it's not really able to anything to do serious damage. All right, these individuals are going to look over and hear at Gore screaming, and oh god. Well, actually, this one's going to look over and just be commanded to go deal with the likes of Addydark over off to the side. This one, however, is going to stay, and this one's going to stay and go fire at Gore. It's going to be an attack roll. That's going to be a 12, will completely miss. This one, second one's going to be towards Addy, which will be crossbow as well. 18 will hit, dealing 5 points of damage, reduced to 2. I said, you take or Addydark, you feel the likes of all these sort of arrows embedding into you, or almost sort of slashing over towards your arm and chest. However, you're able to deflect them and fend off the bits of damage left and right. That is all the bandits go. Philo's up, and then Zaman, you are next. Philo can't really see the likes of Gore right here, so he's gonna have to stand off to the side. He's probably just going to... he's gonna start walking over onto the bridge over here, and he is going to... we'll make a perception check. Look around, see who's injured, see who's not. 19, he'll look towards the likes of Gore, off to the side, and see if he can reach. 60 feet. You're just barely out of range, 65. Can't really get into the water that much, so and get over here. He would kind of like try to lean over off to the bridge and try to reach out with the sort of druidic might and heal you, Gore. He's gonna cast Healing Word at 2nd level and hope for the best. Healing Word 2nd level and boom.
Hey, Aki, just like one minor thing. Can you reflip the tent thing? That darkness is killing my eyes.
I gotcha. Hold up. Boop. And boop. Is it fixed over there?
Sir, thank you.
No problem. All right, Gore, you do heal up by 8 HP. That is already added. No, it's not. Here you go. That says you see as a little bit of a mushroom begins to sort of form across your shoulder. It pops off and drops into the water, but you are healed. Zaman, what would you like? Oh wait, actually he didn't use his action, so he's gonna honestly can't really do anything as an action as he casts the spell. He's gonna fucking poison spray him, I guess. You can reach him. Nah, you can't. Yeah, he'll just take the dodge action then. Oh wait, chill touch. Yeah, we'll try to strike out towards this individual over here and set Gore up for success. You'll see as he reaches out another hand and tries to fire forth, but with an @1, it'll completely dissipate before even emerging towards them. All right, Agni, or excuse me, not Agni, Zaman, you receive initiative. Agni, you are on deck. What would you like to do, Zaman?
Copy. Zaman's gonna take this opportunity attack and he's gonna go right here.
Alrighty, he will definitely take that. Scimitar. What is? I'll try to strike and stab you into the back, and an 18 will barely miss as he strikes into you. God damn. 19 AC. The Warforged integration is coming into play.
Why? I don't know why I can't move my character. Am I tweaking?
Make sure you have the what do you call it? Look in the top left. Make sure
I see
make sure you got the right thing.
Yeah, you probably have the measure tool on.
Yeah.
Yep. And he will cast Thunderwave.
Thunderwave, nice. As you begin to, or actually you can describe exactly how this looks like, but let's see if they're able to survive it.
Zaman's gonna go over there and you see him like push on his chest as he did before. He's gonna try to blast these guys off this cliff.
So that is going to be 2 failures and 1 success. As this happens and trying to blast them off the cliff, let's see who were the ones that failed. This one succeeded, the other 2 failed. Oh yeah, that is actually perfect. And they get blown pretty much backwards, 10 or 15 feet.
It's 10 feet.
10 feet. Yeah, this guy, because you're coming from over here, this guy's going to get blasted back over here and fall off the likes of this sort of cliff, hitting his head and fall into the water down below. That is going to leave a mark. Roll an extra d6 for damage over there. This guy's going to get almost blasted over into, well, it's going to be kind of angling over here. He'll get blasted into the likes of these sort of bushes off to the side, but that is his, or that's about as far as he goes. Got 1 more point of damage to him. All right.
And that will end Zaman's turn.
All right, Agni, you receive initiative. Trog is next, and then Cora is after that. What you got for us, Agni?
I was hoping that actually went a little differently. He is going to. I definitely want to go over there and help a bit if I can. I think I'll do this. I'm just going to use Produce Flame on the injured person here.
All right. Begin to conjure the likes of the spell as your hand begins to heat up and fire off towards them. 17 to hit and 4 points of damage. That's going to be a decent bit, but you see as Aura begins to slowly burn away towards their skin, causing severe burns. That is your action. Anything else to do on your turn?
Yeah, he's going to do the same thing. He's going to help Trog out and tell Trog, now's your chance. Complete your vengeance. and finish him off. But if you can, this one is isolated. Leave this one alive for later.
You'll see as he begins to look, and he just sort of nods. He will use his reaction, so he doesn't have to use a bonus action. And you will use his reaction to start skirmishing and get off closer into the fray. He's going to help over towards Simon and begin to ready his bow. But
Oh, wait, I was telling him to finish off the one that was here.
oh, I thought you were saying to keep this one off because he's isolated over
I'm
here.
I'm telling him to knock him out.
Oh,
Unconscious.
gotcha. My misunderstanding.
And Agni will make his way across this bridge. And that's my turn.
All right, you can move your character and all that stuff. Trog will take his turn, and he will do so. He will make an attack towards this individual, non-lethally, using the hilt of the blade. Try to strike out towards him. Action, dagger attack. 22 to hit, 4 points of damage towards them. It's gonna roll sneak attack. 10 points of damage on top of that. With a swift sort of bash across the skull, he is knocked unconscious and he is no longer in this fight. I'm gonna have him be over here, but I'm still gonna keep him onto the field. All right, that is Trog's action. He will use a bonus action and he will begin to march forth almost alongside you, and he is going to throw a dagger off towards this individual who seems to be in the water from Zaman. We'll see as he throws it forth. Let's see what he's got. Attack roll, dagger. 12 will hit, 6 points of damage as he throws the dagger off to the side, and it just embeds itself into the legs of this individual's chest, nearly piercing them to the wall, but that is his turn. All right, boom, and that's his go. Next up, we have Cora, then Azora, then finally Gore. But Cora, as you receive initiative, you see as this individual is slain by your Arcana bow. What you got for us next?
For my bonus action, we're gonna have a spiritual weapon. How do I move it?
Oh yeah, I got it. Just ping where you want it to go, and I'll move it.
He's gonna move like somewhere around this nigga.
Easy enough. All right, make a strike with your weapon if you're trying to do so.
Yep. I'll simply target him. There we go. And attack.
That's 16 will hit, 8 points of damage as it smashes down into them, nearly almost breaking the legs of their ankle, almost snapping it in half as they're just barely trying to sort of back away from it. That is your bonus action. You do have an action.
It's my action. She's gonna run up here and cast Toll the Dead.
Toll the Dead. All right, you hold your hand out as as this individual begins to see their worst nightmares playing out in front of them for a brief moment in time as the bell tolls. Roll a d12 instead, because it always rolls a d8 by accident. And yeah, they're going to fail with that nat 1. Doing a total of 10 points of damage. Whew. They are not looking good. At this point, you see as they begin to stumble onto the ground, ankle almost to the point of completely shattered. They are not looking good. Cora, is that your turn?
Oh, you're my turn.
All right. Yep. That's your go. Zora, you're up, and then Gore, you're next.
So after this one got a little bit purchased, Zora quickly spins around to slice at this one. And as she finishes them off, you see her sword goes into like his shoulder and begins to freeze over. As she pulls it out, the blood on the sword was actually like frozen in ice, and it shatters off, so the blade looks clean. And she looks over. She looks over at this one. She says to him, "Yield."
You'll see as he looks over towards you and you say yield, he just looks and says, "Make me." I said he is not giving in.
She said, "I was hoping you'd say that." As she goes into action surge.
Hell yeah.
and she goes to then strike at this one.
All right, make another attack roll for us. 24 and 12 points of damage. How do you want to kill them?
And so you see, as he says, "Make me." She quickly spins around and kicks up the water, and as the water like comes over, it turns into like glass a bit, and she stabs right through the middle. And as soon as the ice shatters, her sword is in her heart, and she says, "You had your chance now." And she whips it out. She said, "Now this is the last face you'll see." And then she whips it out of him.
That's it. They fall down. They are defeated. They are dead as their body begins to float amongst the sort of river. That is your action. You do have a bonus action and movement, Azora. Anything else for us?
She only has 15, so she'll start here and start to. Well, she'll first look at Gore and be like, "Do you need any help?" Hearing nothing, she will go over here.
Go be like,
quick one. These ones are trying to do a number.
She'll assume that means no, and she'll head over. She'll head over here to begin her climb up this wall.
You got
she
it.
like, yeah, she's gonna like stay close to the wall, almost to kind of like stay out of the sight of the archers.
All right. And are you climbing, or actually like climbing it now?
Yeah. No, she only has 15 feet, so.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she's right at the edge.
All right, so Azora, that is your turn. Gore of the Meadows, what would you like to do as an individual stands in front, and also other individuals firing arrows at you from afar?
the answer is anything, but let's see if the gods actually respect Gore right now. All right, first thing Gore is gonna do is he's gonna take a swing at old boy right here.
All
See how that
right.
goes after he swings.
Make an attack roll with the Crimson Right. As you begin to draw the blade and try to stab it forth, let's see what you got. That is a natural 20. That's what we like to see.
Damn. I've never been so ready for this.
I need you to roll 4d4 as the Crimson Right crits on top of that. Dealing 16 points of damage and 11 points of damage right there. Hey, Gore, how do you want to one-shot this person?
All right,
and then
Gore,
insert Blood Rage on top of that.
Gore is like wheezing and looking like, damn this. And he's like, bye, Phoenix! And he reaches up and he zips up and then zips straight down into dude and almost splitting him in half. And all his blood goes straight down in the water. But Gore's already underneath it and he's covered in blood now. And Gore is just like, you. And he points at the other one that's the last person to hit him with a badly injured. Next. And Gore zooms right up to old boy, and and he's looking at old boy, probably the most intimidating Gore can look like. And he behind him he sees Gore's little after image, and shit looks like it got real.
That said, make an intimidation check for me, Gore.
Okay.
Oh god, let's see.
Jesus, let's see how this goes.
15. Yeah, this guy he is frightened of you at the moment. Yeah, he's definitely frightened. You see, as you begin to slowly start approaching towards him, he begins to almost stop for a moment before, as he begins to try to back up a little bit, he looks towards the legs of Korra, looks over towards the legs of the spiritual weapon from above, and he just sees almost or an Oni, a demon, approaching him. That is your action. Anything you want to do else on your turn, Gore, or is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Oh, actually, he one more time. He gives to the blood and gets the right stays active until the end of the shit.
You
right?
already hit, so you would have to reactivate if you want to do it now.
Go back. He's just gonna rerun it and just take the loss, whatever it's associated.
All right, 6 HP down. As you begin to lose more and more blood, it only just empowers your rage. That is your go. Next up, all right. 1 second. Let me look at everything. Yeah. All right. that said, next up in initiative, we have the likes of Addy Dark. What would you like to do as your turn begins?
What's happening?
Alright.
I want to shove the dude on the right into the dude to the left, but I kind of want to flavor it like me clunking their heads together in a very comedic way.
Oh yeah. That said, I'll tell you what, make an unarmed strike at both of them, and then we can flavor it that way if you're cool with that.
I'm cool with that.
All right. You can make it reckless if you want. Choice is yours.
I will. You out here hanging out on the weekends?
Unarmed strike dealing a critical hit natural 20. Let's roll some damage for me. 9 points of damage to him. Oh god. And then also gonna add the rage damage on top of that. Minus 2. All right, that said, make another attack roll towards the other one. 21 to hit, 8 points of damage, and yeah, just like you said, you strike their heads together as they begin to almost become dazed. You see as bits of blood is sort of falling from the legs of their head, and they are not looking or very strong at the moment. Addy Dark, that's your action and bonus action. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
No. With all this extra movement, there's nothing bonus you can do with movement. Are you just chilling, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're good to go. That's all you got.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, that's good.
All right, that is your turn. Next up, we have the likes of Hannibal, Mouth, and the bandits. All right, Hannibal's turn. He is going to begin to scour for enemies, and he will begin to call out towards Cora and Gore. Well, actually, nah. He'll look towards Cora and Gore as they're surrounding this individual. He'll get ready to unsheath his blade, but then sheath it right back as you guys have got that. And he's going to continue forth. He is going to look towards any enemies left. He doesn't really use this weapon too often, but he'll try to make it a good one. If he can. Yeah, he doesn't really use this often. Go begin to march forth, 30 feet of movement. And as this begins to happen, you'll see as he begins to sheathe the legs of his sword and pull, or begin to slowly sort of pull up his hand, and you'll see as a tiny sort of crossbow begins to slowly form from the likes of his gauntlets. And he will fire it forth and channel it with a bit of a lightning energy. He's going to activate the Crimson Right. Roll a D8 at this point. Be a D8 now. God damn, it doesn't show. D6. Gotcha. All right, so it'll take 3 points of damage, and he's going to fire with the crossbow and hope for the best. Where's you? All right. I'm not expecting that. Oh my god. Apparently he's really good with the crossbow. That said, you see as he fires forth as it crackles with lightning energy and embeds itself into his neck as he begins to bleed and surge forth. That is going to be 2d6 on top of that. That is 11 more points of lightning damage, and they are nearly finished. At this point, he begins to... Well, yeah. He's going to just reload the arrow and then just fire a second one. Alright. Crossbow. That's going to be a 9. Second one will, however, miss as it strikes into the ground. No effect. That is his turn. Mao is going to look over, and he's just going to kind of look about and say, well, I don't know what to do with this guy, but did you want me to watch this him or?
Yo,
if you have a free second, tie him up. We'll be back.
Yeah. You guys look like you got that. He's gonna use his bonus action to fire over this guy. At this guy though. All right, but action to tie up. So that's what Mao is going to be doing. We'll see as the turret begins to fire, though. Eldritch Force Ballista. Target. There we go. Force Ballista. That's going to be a 24 to hit and 6 points of damage. At this point, he's already taken a he's had a terrible day. He got blasted from the thunder wave, fell down onto the ground, cracked his head wide open, got a dagger thrown at him by Trog, and now he gets pierced into the wall by Mao. Yeah, that guy's dead. All right, that is his turn. Bandit's turn, then Philo's. We'll start over here, left to right. These individuals are going to start striking over towards Zaman. This one is going to... Hold on. Okay. This one is going to start striking over towards Zaman, and this one is as well. This third one is also going to do so. As you see, as they begin to, or this one off to the side begins to slowly start raising their hand and then whistling out. All right, so there's going to be 3 attack rolls going towards you, Zaman. Let's see what happens. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Crossbow. My crossbow. 17 will miss. Second one. 10 will miss as well, and 9 will also miss. You see, as there are more and more of these light crossbows are sort of firing off towards you, but you're able to sort of block with the likes of these sort of chain spike or chain whip, but they are starting to slowly surround you one by one.
Perfect. This is exactly what Zaman wants as he continues to deflect all their crossbows.
All right, this one, he's gonna move over just about here. But that is, and yeah, same thing with this guy. He's gonna move right about here. But that is his turn. Or their turn over there. All right, meanwhile, Addy Dark over here, these individuals who you just slammed their heads together, they are sort of enraged and furious, still a bit dazed. They're going to try to strike madly towards you. It's gonna be, first attack roll is gonna be with advantage. Oh, I did the thing again. It's gonna be 5 points of damage reduced to 2. Second one's going to be another attack. Gonna be another 2 points of damage on top of that as they strike out in almost unison, almost cutting the likes of your chest wide open. That is their turn. These individuals over here. Don't make a perception check to see if they see Azora. Azora, just make it a general stealth check, and just for this case in time. Kane, I think, is gone. Give them 2 seconds if they can't make it. All right, I'll just make a stealth check real quick. Boop. 9. See, make them have perception checks. Nat 20 and 19. Unfortunate. All right, they will make 2 attack rolls towards them. They'll begin to fly off to the side over here, spot the individual sneaking along the walls, and they will try to strike out. Light crossbow. 8 will miss. And 16 will also miss. They fire off as she's able to sort of dodge off to the side using the likes of the rocks and walls for cover. All right, that is their go over here. Meanwhile, on the other side, yeah, this guy is, he's not looking too good. He is going to, man. Yeah, there's a Oni beside him. There's a spiritual weapon. There's a giant warbot walking towards him. He's gonna fearfully try to strike out at Gore, but this is more of like fight or flight sort of thing. He'll do so with disadvantage as he's sort of stumbling about, because remember, his ankle is also pretty much broken. It does hit. It does 2 points of damage, Gore, but you barely even feel a thing through the likes of the adrenaline blood rush. That is that one's turn. I believe that is the bandits' go. Yep, that is their go. Next up initiative, we have Philo. And then Zaman, then Agni. First off is Philo. He is going to... He is... he doesn't... Damn. Yeah. He is going to walk over off to the side, and as he does, he stumbles about. But he's going to look over and just start slowly watching as more and more sort of spores begin to form, and he's going to cast Hold Person on this individual over here. Hold Person has a range of 60 feet. I think he's just in range. Yeah, oh yeah, he can get this one. He's going to just target this one over here. Off to the side on the left. Hold Person, you'll see as the bits of mushrooms begin to form and spores begin to sort of sprout out. With a 12, he will fail, and you will see as almost his entire form begins to freeze and lock up into place, no longer moving. That is his action. Bonus action, he's gonna just keep on vibing and moving over towards you, Zaman. That's his turn, but Zaman, you receive initiative. What you got for us?
Copy. Zaman see himself surrounded. He's going to. I have a question. If I hit Thunderwave, am I able to hit all 3 of them, or do I gotta back up to hit all 3 of them?
You would have to back up to hit all 3 of them. So you would take 1 attack of opportunity, but you wouldn't take all 3.
So he'll take that. He'll back up right there.
All right, this guy's gonna take that attack of opportunity towards you. He's gonna take a Scimitar Attack. That's a 9. It will miss widely. All right, cast the spell.
Zaman backs up as homie tries to hit him with the Scimitar. He just deflects it with his Thorn Whip and says, "None of that." And then he's gonna cast Thunderwave. But he's gonna put a little to us. He's gonna do it at 2nd level this time.
Alrighty, let's see what you got. Thunderwave, 22 points of damage. My God, let's see. Constitution saving throw. That one doesn't need to make it. Constitution saving throw. Constitution saving throw. That said, that is natural 21 for 21 for the bandit, 5 for the other one, and 18 for the second. So
does the paralyzed one automatically fail?
He would automatically fail. Well, actually, I don't know. Hold on, let's see.
They auto fail strength and dex saves.
Yeah. Okay, if that's the case. So now they wouldn't auto fail. So let's see what we got here. So they're gonna take half of 22 damage. So that's gonna be 11 points of damage to this one. That's gonna be the full 22 to this one. Oop. My bad. There we go. He is dead, and then 11 points to this one. He is also dead. That said, Zaman, how do you want to kill these 2 individuals off to the side?
You see as Zaman backs up and he punches his chest again, and this very loud vibration happens, and those 2 just get blasted, like their bodies get flung to who knows where. And the other one, his head is hurting at the moment.
That's it. You see as they go flying off to the side, almost skidding across the ground and falling into the water below. They are defeated. Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
All right, Agni, you're up. Trog, you're second, and then Cora is third. What you got for us, Agni?
Man, I'm trying to see who can I get to in time. Get there. Is there a way to? Oh, I think there is. I guess you have to tell me if I can do this. I think I can. I want to move here.
You remember you do have the bonus action.
Yeah, exactly.
Dash.
That's gonna be the bonus action dash, and I think I can hit both these 2 without hitting Addy Dark with the Scorcher. Like that lines up to be like, I don't know if can you see this line?
Yeah, I can see it.
Would that like hit like that?
We can hope for the best. You gotta cast the spell and let's see. But you're trying to sort of calculate whether it will be able to strike into him.
It's because it's 30 feet, so it's like if I target it like here at 35, it hits both. So I don't think it.
Bruh, it's not the first time I was caught playing with fire, bro. Just let it rip.
I just want to hit them both. There's like no other way to like just hit them both. It's less about hitting you. It's more about hitting them both.
That's what Agni would sound like. That's what
Oh man, you can give a lesser fuck whether he hits Addy Dark.
Oh, pretty much.
Comedy.
We'll do that then. Yeah, we'll cast Agni Scorcher. Yeah, fuck this place.
Alright, as you begin to do so, conjure the spell and cast it forth. As your hand begins to almost be overwhelmed with this sort of reddish and orange flame, as you unleash it to scorch the area ahead.
Oh, now my character sheet is all in the way. Okay.
If you just double click on it, you can minimize it. I just saw it. There you go. Right there. 14 points of damage as you unleash it. Dexterity save and throws. That's going to be a 15 and an 18. They will both succeed and take half damage unless anybody's doing anything to stop that.
Yeah, I will use my inspiration on... Which one failed? Which one's 15? Which one's 18?
We'll say this one over here, the left is 15, the one on the right is 18.
Yeah, I'll use a D4 for him.
All right, go for it. One, unfortunate. That's it.
Oh.
You see, as you try to strike out towards him, you see as a spirit or like a sort of small spherical spirit begins to rush over and try to push him more and more to the flame. However, he just kicks it and begins to throw it off to the side, unaffected. They do take the damage, but anything else?
I will burn one more empowered spell to reroll the one.
Go for it.
And I wanted, can I use my D4 inspiration on the dude that got 50?
You can use it on the other one if you want. You can use it on the other one.
Use it on the other one then?
Nah, you don't. No worries, because he's already dead. Yeah, don't even worry about it. But 3 points of damage, so it just does an extra 2 on top of that. He takes the likes of the flames, but this other individual, he kind of grabs them off to the side and begins to put them in front of him, and using them as a sort of shield, he begins to almost or yell out in anger and fury before he takes the bits of the flames, and he is dropped down dead. However, this one is still alive, barely, but barely. All right, Agni,
Yep.
Is that it?
That's my turn.
All right, Trog's turn, then Cora, then Azora. All right, Trog is going to... He is going to march forth. I think he can see this one. Yeah, he's gonna... Go ahead.
The mom would recommend that he try to knock him out.
He can't really do that with a bow and arrow, so he's gonna aim at someone else. And he's gonna aim at... He's gonna aim at this one over here. Take out the longbow and try to fire forth. All right, there's gonna be a. He's gonna use his bonus action. Actually, he's going to stay still and then use steady aim to give himself advantage and try to strike out towards them. Oh, he has a short bow. Is that gonna reach? Yeah, it's gonna reach. All right. That's gonna be a 14 to hit, 4 points of damage, plus 2d6 on top of that. As he fires forth, it lets the arrow fly. As it strikes, it embeds itself into the individual's sort of not ankle, but kind of like sort of thigh area, as they nearly tumble into the water. All right, gravity getting to the best of them, but they are still fine. That is their turn. Cora, what you got for us?
Stupid question, but for spiritual weapon, is it based on how many spell slots you have, or?
No, it's once you summon it the first time, you don't have to worry about casting another spell.
Okay, cool. Because I'm trying to attack with it, but it's showing that I can't for some reason.
Oh, is it showing that Is it showing
I
that you
used-
need to use the thing?
Yeah, because I guess I used up my spell slots for it, so.
Here, I'll give you your spell slots back. It's an easy fix over here. Or spell slot.
I should just have one.
You still have your spell slot. But yeah, you should only have the one. So whenever you do it, like whenever you make the attack roll, just make sure you do or uncheck consume spell slot. You'll see it when you try to make an attack roll. But or are you hitting this individual over here?
Yeah.
All right, make the attack roll with the Kanabo. $15 to hit and 9 points of damage. They'll strike into them, and with that said, how do you want to kill them?
So she like kind of summons the cannibal back to her, but in doing so, it goes through him and back towards her.
I said,
kind of like kind of like Thor's hammer.
Oh yeah. That being said, as this happens, you begin to see as they drop down, defeated and dead. Anything else for your turn, or is that all?
And she's just gonna move her 30 feet. And then the spiritual weapon, if we can move, 20 feet towards her.
All right, that said, I'll move that over towards you. Azora, you are next. Gore, you are second after that. You said 20 or 30 feet?
I think it only moves 20.
All right.
So 20 feet.
All right, that said, it goes over about there. All right, Azora, that said, you receive initiative. You saw as two individuals off to the side, they did witness or spot you over here, but they fired an arrow and I think both of them missed, or one of them was able to hit only for 2 points of damage. So what would you like to do next?
They both missed, but so she's gonna climb in here. I got athlete feet, the athlete feet, so I don't know.
Yeah, basically it only takes 5 feet of movement to get up there. You're good.
Okay, so yeah, so she'll climb here, so she'll have 25 left, so she'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. She'll go right here and just take the dodge action.
All right, that said, that is your turn. Gore, what would you like to do as you receive initiative? The individual seems to be crushed and slain in front of you by the likes of the Konobo. Anything else?
Well, if he's gone, and I could actually start playing proper, or he's gonna turn his attention here, and he's gonna be like,
No, Gore needs to crush.
and he's gonna go ahead and build his 45 here, and he's like going a hard stop. Oh, okay, if Gore can move.
Oh yeah, you got the one tool
There
on.
we go. There we go. If Gore can move, I'm gonna go 45 here, and he's gonna hard stop, and he's gonna cast Phantasmal Force on the first dude.
All right, that said, cast the spell. As you begin to do so, you see as as you begin to slowly start almost flying and floating towards them, you'll see brief flickerings of a sort of visage behind yourself. Azora, you would definitely be able to notice this off to the side, as you, especially with the likes of your true sight visions from before, you'll see as Gore's begins to almost grow massive in size, and more of this sort of strange Oni like you saw before begins to become more and more apparent and real. Let's see if they can succeed this intelligence save, or if it goes through. 19, that one will. However, the second one will not. 2 points of damage towards the one, and the other one will take none, or no, they'll take 1. All right, what does Phantasmal Force do for us? I believe that is just, you choose like basically them to see nightmares and they believe it's real or something.
Yeah, the idea is that they actually see what his true form really is, and I guess the only person that people will see that are the people that die. And the one who actually, I think, who lost, like that image of Gore, like they kind of have to go after it, I think.
That said, all right, so what they would kind of see is as you were approaching them, they would see almost amongst their sort of forearms a searing pain slowly being burned into them, the mark of a demon approaching. As this begins to happen, one of them begins to almost become fear and trying to sort of scratch it off, and more as they're sort of dealing with that, they're backing up before the other one is bumped, or the front one is able to bump into the one behind them and sort of snap them out of the sort of illusory sort of imagery. And that is that. Anything else for your turn, or is that all?
That is it. Well, actually, with the bonus action, he's gonna go ahead and actually he's gonna bind the one that didn't fall for the image that was on in the back.
All right. He is. Wait, say that one more time.
He's gonna do the binding curse.
Gotcha. That said, make a strength or cast a spell, and I will make a strength saving throw.
Okay.
Oh, it didn't pop up. I got it. Strength save. As this happens, you see as you begin to seep a bit of blood and more, and as it begins to happen, it wraps around their ankles and almost begins to sort of strangle or restrain the legs of their hands and more to the ground. They are moving nowhere at this point.
All right, and that was the one that did not get the. All right, cool, got you. So this one sees Gore right in front of him, and he has to treat it. Got you, copy. That's all Gore can do. Moving on.
Alrighty. That said, while that is happening off to the side, give me one moment, please. Here we go. Yeah, this. You would all begin to hear, Addy, or with Addy Dark starting us off, you would all begin to start hearing the likes of this sort of emerging. Cease fire! Cease! Cease! Over and sort of over again, one by one. You see as one individual begin to say it, and then another individual to the left and right will begin to immediately yell it out again, before you would hear as some of the individuals begin to whistle out to signal. As this would occur, you would all begin to see, because those at least closer to the fray, being Zaman, Agni, Adidark, and Cora from afar. Azor, if you were to look a little bit further ahead, and maybe Gore, if you were to fly up a little bit more, you would see as dozens and dozens more bandits begin to arrive, one by one. You see behind them something somewhat frightening. I'm gonna scroll out for a brief moment in time, as you see and over here, off to the side as well. Dozens and dozens of more individuals beginning to arrive, but it would seem to be that several other individuals behind them of impressive skill, stature, and design, riding atop of horseback, begin to approach. You see as they carry themselves with power and confidence even. You see as two twins, one male and another female, with red hair, tattooed several times over, wielding several blades, begin to emerge. Another individual who seems to have a sort of fur outlining of leather straps, wielding massive swords, black hair with one side shaved, and multiple riches as well. As you would see these individuals emerging. Oh boy. Off to the side. You would also see almost behind them for a brief moment, a fourth one who unmistakably seems to be the most powerful in the armor of a juggernaut, seeming to be. You look over and they have a massive cleaver the size of a greatsword as their weapon. Their face masked and their entire frame built like an ox at this point in time. One moment, please. Let me do this right here. I don't know why that always resets. But as this happens, you look over and they begin to not say a single word as they hold up one hand, and all the troops either stop fighting or immediately bow at their presence. As they begin to emerge on the likes of an armored warhorse and more. Alright, I'll send that one over here, move that over here, and more. There we go. You look over, and at this point, Agni, you would begin to look and begin to analyze exactly how many individuals that they seem to be sort of approaching, and upwards to maybe 30, and you're not even really able to see past them if there was, potentially even more. Regardless, since you three are the closest, Adidark, Agni, Zaman, what are you doing off of reaction just from seeing this? Or are you just waiting for them to see what they do? But it seems to be this individual held their hand up, and immediately everyone either stopped shooting and firing at you or bowed at their presence.
Initial reaction would be to look to the other side of the river to see if we're surrounded on both sides. That'd probably be Agni's first thing, to just check to see, are we being flanked, or are they all just coming from this side?
I said make a perception check, Agni. What about you, Zaman, and we're Adidark?
Zaman is kind of looking to see if these people look like they have any weaknesses and figuring out who is the leader. and trying to figure out how strong the leader is.
That said, make a intuition check. Make a wisdom check for you. Now, Foundry isn't able for me to show you guys on the actual display. So you guys, if you want to see what they look like, you'll have to look in the in-game content chat. For the likes of chat, I'll just show it on the stream in just a moment. But intuition check, what'd you get?
17 with my Oracle's Insight.
17 with Oracle's Insight will not be enough.
Okay.
The only thing that you will be able to know is that these individuals are several seasons above you. In the sense of they at least triple your strength of one singular individual. At least.
Copy.
I feel like I've heard that
information. That's plenty of information.
That power scaling sounds quite familiar.
That being said, for the first, if you guys want to see what they look like one by one, you guys can check in-game content chat. Right now, I'm just showing chat exactly what they look like at the moment. Oh man.
Fun. This man on top of an elephant?
Yes, he is. And the last one.
Oh,
now, as this begins to occur, from what you can tell, I guess, maybe trying to figure out what the leader is, you see as this individual who seems to hasn't said a word just yet, but as they motion forth, the three other individuals begin to reside almost right beside them, sort of protecting them from all flanks and more. As they begin to walk over off to the side. Oh, I'm gonna move their tokens. Foundry's weird when it comes to this stuff. You will hear as, well, they say this. You'll see as this individual begins to speak and say, well, my, what seems to be the issue here? As they look towards all the sort of underlings before them, you'll see as this individual who seems to be bloody to all hell, sort of dealing with the likes of Addy Dark, weapon towards them. They'll begin to just yell out and say, we found these supplies! And these bandits decided to attack us for them! We tried to hold out as much as we could, but they killed our own, so we had to fight back. You'll see as this woman begins to speak and say, bandits, well, these lots. I highly doubt they're even capable of that feat, but...
roll initiative.
They're coming in with this fake news hot. I just want to let you know, still swinging.
Well, we'll see in a minute. But then again, look who's with them. And they begin to look over and say, well, this individual off to the side, from the back, begin to say, Hannibal! Well, if it isn't the fabled blood samurai himself, with no honor to his name. Hannibal will again eventually respond and say, you've killed honor in this valley, tainted it with your lies of destiny. More like molded and enlightened it more so. Honestly, we should just kill them all, take the supplies, and leave their corpses in the river. We shouldn't be concerning ourselves with this. We have, the area to expand.
At this point, Addy Dark will roll 2 unarmed strikes recklessly towards the person next to me.
Go for it. Go for it. See what happens.
If Forge will let me do something cool. Oh, Forge not gonna let me do something cool, huh? Alright. Here we go. We're almost there, folks. Oh, Forge. Don't do this to me, man.
Awa bunga.
Hold on one moment. We're almost there, folks. I swear. I swear. This is like,
What do you be doing?
y'all can see what. Yo, if only you, if only you saw through these eyes. These eyes on.
22. Good to know. All right, one moment.
And is that was 2, right? I can't quite tell if it got 2.
Oh, this is the wrong one. Oh boy, not that one.
Did that roll
this
2?
one? You did. You rolled with advantage. Hold on one second.
Yeah, I mean, did I roll like 2? Did I do both strikes?
Yes. You rolled a 5 and a 1, and they missed. You would see as you try to strike out towards this individual, you'll see as he barely just sort of tries to or dodge or duck and move his likes of his head before, even without a brief moment, you see as a spectral figure would begin to form in front of the likes of Addydark, and immediately sort of emerging, you would see as a sort of translucent ethereal figure would be able to immediately, with a breakneck speed, you blink and you see them in front of you. They would just grab your fist and look towards you. Make a Constitution saving throw, as they are going to try to break your wrist. Alrighty, I need you to roll a D100 or suffer severity injuries. You rolled a 9, so it's not gonna be that terrible at the least. 59. All right, it's not that bad. You see, as this begins to happen, adrenaline sort of pumping in the likes of your veins. They begin to just sort of slowly twist for a brief moment and bring the likes of your wrist and begin to almost nearly twist upwards and snap it for a moment in time before you feel this sort of searing pain begin to enter the likes of your wrist and more. And your arm is not, how do I say it? Your arm is injured to the point where you cannot use it for a significant amount of time until it's checked in using the likes of medicine or by a healer, as it just nearly breaks for a moment, and you see as it just goes limp. That said,
I don't know if he still has the operating initiative, but Gore wouldn't even be giving a shit about this. He would have probably tried to the dude's wife still in rage. He just want to get out there.
Who do you want to hit?
Those two dudes would get bodied immediately. However many rage hits I have left, the insta crits, they both get that business.
Sure.
Just want to say.
Try it. Make another attack roll.
I just have to play to what it is.
Kawa bunga.
Alright, so
Gotta play the character.
yeah,
bro.
gotta. Cause go with. All right. So roll at advantage, right?
No, it is. Let me make sure. I gotta check my notes because it's different for this one. That was for the first time. Let me check. Gore's Blood Rage. Okay. Next round does critical hit, and you have advantage. And okay, yeah, that is right. Yes, you have advantage, and it is a critical hit.
Okay. Damn it with a Mac. What the hell?
So this is only for this one.
Yeah, we'll go that.
13 will hit, 16 will hit, 11 points of damage. Good to know. Good to know.
Is it right on there, right?
Oh no, they're big dead. You don't even need to roll it unless you really want to. That
no,
said, you will see as you stab forth into this individual, and you'll see as they drop down into the ground, and they will fall into the river. You will see as Hannibal will begin to almost hold out a hand to try to stop you, but then will just sigh for a moment. Gore, similar to Addydark, at this point you would see a figure begin, or a translucent figure almost briefly flash before your very eyes, and then immediately it will reach out and almost grab the legs of your arm, and it is going to try to rip it off, or at least rip it out of its socket. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, buddy. Gotta play to your character at what cost.
There's no way I wasn't going to punch this dude in the face. No way.
14. What is that? 16. You got anything else to add to it?
Yeah, I got 1d6 left.
Let's hope that you can roll higher than a 4. That is a 4. That will do it. You see as this individual begins to almost grab the likes of your arm, you see as they pull and yank from the likes of your body for a moment, you feel a searing bit of pain begin to course amongst you. However, the blood rage continuing forth, you're able to sort of unfeel, or not really feel it, but you do take a bit of damage. Oh, whoops, I almost forgot for Addy Dark's damage. Oh boy, you take 3d6 force, but you succeeded, so you take half, so you take a total of 7 force damage. Addy Dark, you take for yours 3d6. You take 12 points of force damage, which is not reduced by rage. That said, that is what you guys are doing off to the side. You'll see as all the individuals will look over towards you and just kind of not really even care, to be honest. Just let you kind of do your own thing. Before continuing and saying, well, this. Oh, goodness. As soon as all this is sort of happening, you'll see as these sort of main individuals sort of clad in the likes of armor begin to hold up a sort of hand at the sounds of sort of battle happening even further. Look towards all of you guys. And propose a chance and say this. Fool. The amount of bloodshed is unnecessary for them. Shall not be spilled this day. Not any more at the least. Oh, so what do you exactly propose then? You'll see as he looks out towards pretty much all of you, sizing each and every single one of you up, looking towards your weapons, martial capability, and more, as he's going to intuition check all of you. Alright. There's gonna be... So check, he has advantage. 26. He'll look at each and every one of you, scan you up and down. War's pointless in this case. We'll see as he begins to mention, unless they want to die here, we can simply settle it this way. A duel, a standoff. Hannibal of the Forgotten Clan, send one of your finest warriors to face mine. This conflict ends now with the bloodshed of 2 individuals, not dozens. Refuse, and you all die here by my hand, in the likes of the Zhao Dynasty. Send them to either die honorably, or all of them to die. The choice is yours. And you'll see, at this point, what are you all doing?
You see Azor step forward.
Well, first and foremost, honestly, I'm sorry. We're not sending Gore. Let me just put that out there.
I don't know if Gore's still in rage.
Let me just put that out for the street. Do not send Gore.
Do not send
Is Gore still in rage? That's all I need to know.
No.
Alright, Gore, you trying to get in blood. Got you. Got you. He's sitting there covered in blood.
When Azor will hear that, and she'll look back at Hannibal and say, if it is a duel you want, you look no further. And she takes her sheath off her strap, and she's just holding it in her hand, her right hand, as she stands firm and starts to grab the hilt.
That's a question. Valley of Dreams.
One second.
Ahead,
Hannibal, who are these people? They seem to be quite familiar with you.
We'll see as he begins to step up for a moment. As he does, eyeing each and every single one of these individuals, or having their sight not leave his gaze. You see as he's beginning to sort of scan, but he mentions and yells out towards you. These are individuals of the Zhao Dynasty, warriors of the past, similar to myself. They fight with no honor, and they fight in the name of this jaded version of destiny they sort of have plagued.
Agni will nod. He's going to look back at them. So, a duel. One of your men versus one of ours. That's what you propose, correct?
You'll see as the individual over here gets to speak. Well, it seems he doesn't want so much bloodshed, so that seems to be the way it shall be. I suppose the way it works is whoever wins, they get the supplies and move on with their lives, intact, and the rest of their allies as well. To lose, you either yield or you die. Simple as that.
So, if we are to win the duel, the supplies that we found first are ours, and you let us walk out of here.
So as he looks them, you'll see as he begins to look around at this point, and this individual begin to just kind of in front of Addy Dark if you want to do something in a second, but you'll see as he just says, "Lies! We were here first! We scouted this area out before that one decided to scavenge and try to take them."
If you were here first, why don't you have the supplies then?
You'll see
As you can see, we gathered the supplies. Your men attacked us for the supplies. Seems they were slow on the draw to get them from the river.
That would be all fine and dandy, and more, but you'll see as he'll slowly just sort of point his finger and just kind of glance over to the likes of Addy Dark still trying to swing towards them, and also Gore sort of flicking the blade or the blood off of his blade into the water, and another individual dropping down into the water. It seems to be that well, more blood is being spilled by the second. At this point now, blood for blood is in order. These individuals look over towards the rest of the troops behind. Well, they need those supplies. And in fact, they also don't appreciate their men being slaughtered as well. They won't go satisfied without some bit of justice being dispersed. The simplest way, without further bloodshed, I suppose shall be a duel. Regardless of who found the supplies first. If you want to fight simply and let them, well, and lose your lives to petty bits of materials, water, and food, so be it. It means nothing to me. We're trying only to assist you.
Duel does sound reasonable. And you have quite the selection of people that would probably be eager to duel any of these men. But which one of you is stepping forward?
You'll see as this individual begin to start stepping forth and saying, all right, cracks their neck for a moment and begins to start hopping off of the likes of their sort of horse before this individual begins to speak. All right. You got to have the fun last time. She's mine. Besides, last time you caused more damage than the entire valley had to get repaired. I'll make this quick. You'll see as he drops down onto the ground and begins to start unsheathing two of his sort of massive sort of blades, Ishtaran in design and more, before emerging and beginning to face towards the likes of Azora.
As he's taking out his weapon, could Agni Marshall check him?
Sure thing. Make a or intuition check.
And can I heal Azora?
How does this look, Zaman?
Jeez, my roll. Terrible.
You see, Zaman just says, Azora, do your best. And it just looks like all of a sudden Azora feels invigorated for some reason as he casts Healing Word.
Okay. If it wasn't like anything like that, if it was more mechanical focus, they probably wouldn't let you do that. But cast a spell and heal them. What'd you get, Agni?
I got a 3.
Not even with expertise would you be able to know. Same thing like Zaman, this individual is several seasons above the likes of Azora. In fact, they are nearly 3 times her strength. I said 4 more HP towards the likes of Azora. That is a total of 7. Good stuff. Did it actually apply to you? It did. No, it did not. Okay. There you go, Zora. As this happens, you watch as your wounds begin to slowly close and more. That said, you'll see as the individual begin to look you up and down, and then just sort of scoff before pointing towards the likes of the bridge, over off to the side, motioning for you to go and approach. You'll see as Hannibal and Philo, Hannibal will make sure to not leave Agni or Zaman off to the side by themselves, but Philo and Mao will definitely, and Trog will also definitely step back for a moment.
Zora's gonna do like a martial check on him as well.
Go for it. Try it, my friend.
Can't remember. Is it wisdom? It's
yes, it is wisdom
ability
for you.
check. I can't remember.
Ability check. Oh, does it say Secrets in the Sands? Oh. Thank you, Ducky. Appreciate that. I guess I never updated with Streamlabs. Boop and boop. Alright, what'd you get?
Base 19.
Base 19, that is good. Plus your expertise as a fighter. Alright, that'll beat the DC of 20. Alright, listen up. You're not able to gather abilities of this individual, but you are at least able to gather their subclass. They are a level 10 fighter, and they are the Battle Master subclass in tradition. They are more strength-based rather than dexterous, but they have a bit of both. To be fair. That says their strength is at max 20. That is what you get with your intuition check. Anything else?
Nope. You see Zora just takes her cape off and drops it to the side of the bridge. She takes the sheath off the sword and just stands like in stone stance and goes to Tsushima.
I said, while this is all happening, what are you doing, Hattie Dark?
Just yells, bro. Show no fear. They're not even a night creature. They walk the day.
Boy. That says, you'll see as the individual kind of, as they sort of walk about, they have a sort of, a very, very sort of confident sort of walk with them. It's kind of lazily, or they kind of carry themselves also lazily about, sort of not really sort of putting purpose into the likes of their swords, but they begin to put one of the blades behind their back and then points it towards you with the other hand and says, so this is what they have for me. Oh, so be it. You're from the expanse or something?
She says, let's get on with it. You and I both know you're not here to talk.
You and these samurai, no fun. Never wanting to play a little bit of games, but that's all right. We'll make this quick. We'll see as he begins to ready himself, and at that point, all right, if anybody's doing anything before this begins, now's the time. But if not, we'll begin with this. All right.
There's only something I could do.
Well, what'd you say?
Nah.
Oh, hold on, not this one. All right. At this point, Azora, are you familiar with?
Wait, Gore, isn't it? I thought Gore had some buffs you could do. Am I bugging?
What'd you say, bro?
You don't have any buffs, do you? No.
Yeah. It's fair.
Bro, show no fear, bro. Slapboxing champ. You got this, bro.
All right. Well, if that's the case, Azora, if you're familiar with all the rules and more, you'll see as the individual begins to almost take or begins to sort of still stand there sort of lazily again, place the sword amongst the one of his back, and then just facing the other one at his side, readying himself to strike out you. Azora, you holding the sword in the likes of stone stance, waiting for his or the slightest of movement. Oh boy. I need both of you to make initiative checks as an EI Jutsu standoff occurs. Let's see who is first. They will use... Oh boy. They'll give themselves advantage and more, so make an initiative check for me, Zora.
It won't let me roll it. Are we still in initiative?
I got you. I'll remove this. You guys are not. But no, we'll make you do so. So roll initiative there. That is a 3. They'll give themselves advantage on top of that. That is a 20. They will go first. At this point, as they begin to look out towards you, you see as they immediately see you just begin to breathe for 1 single second, and immediately they lunge out directly towards you, trying to strike you exactly where you stand, cutting off or pretty much where your dominant hand must possibly be, and almost seeking to sever it entirely in whole. That said, they will make their first attack roll towards the likes of you, Azora. Let's see what they've got. Attack roll. This is going to be yeah, they'll just make this attack roll straightforward towards you. No games yet. There's gonna be a 17 to hit. That said, Azora, describe how you your response.
Yeah, I'm a roll my D4 initiative. Well, I mean, it's just I'm a roll this to take
hold
that
on,
away.
they do so with advantage from the first one. My bad.
Oh, okay.
So it's a 26
Never
instead.
mind.
Because they won the EI Jutsu standoff. So that said, 26. Are you doing anything to reduce it?
Nah.
All right, Azora. That says, as you see, as they begin to lunge out towards you and try to swipe upwards with an upward strike, trying to cleave your entire arm off. How do you respond?
She immediately feels the force of this warrior, and she immediately understands that she's outclassed. But in the back of her mind, all she thinks about is her comrades.
Let's see what you've got, Azora.
All right, so her turn?
Yep, it is her turn.
Okay. So taking out that swing. So I can't remember. This was like the fight with Hannibal, so there's no like second wind or water stance or nothing, right?
No, it is pure clashes until you all are finished.
Copy.
There are also meant to mention there are a total of for this one there are a total of best out of 3. So first 1 to 3 wins succeeds.
All right,
25 to hit. Not bad, not bad at all.
Yeah, she's gonna put the D4 on that because it was like whoever gets the highest, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so she's gonna put the D4 on top of that. So I mean, I needed 2.
Yeah, you needed 2. That said, a 4, 29. That said, describe how you're able to succeed in the first clash as you strike towards them.
So as he strikes towards her and she feels all that weight, it kind of like as she was in stone stand, she kind of like moves, like slides back as she gets hit with it, and she's just thrown off her balance for a second. But she remembers the fight she had with Hannibal for a moment, and she quickly readjusts herself and moves around to put her sword to his neck, but she doesn't strike.
That being said, you see as this happens, he strikes out towards you, lunging as you don't strike, but you keep the neck or keep the blade towards his neck. You see as he just laughs for a moment, sort of brings out a sort of smile and says, "This will be fun." And at that point in time, Azora, you begin to see as, for some strange reason, your vision begins to go or almost become dazed for a moment. You see one or visage of them, and then you see 2, and then 3 and 4 before they all begin to sort of combine into one for a moment in time. Azora, you look over towards your blade for a moment and you feel almost weaker to the touch. You're not entirely sure why. And you watch, or anybody seeing this would see as her eyes begin to shine with a green light. Gore, Addy Dark, you look over towards Azora and it seems to be that something's not entirely right with her. And Addy Dark, you or specifically be very, very familiar with this, as this is the same sort of thing that came over the likes of Gore before he basically went wild and attacked you and was being controlled by something. Azora, I have news for you. One moment. That said, also real quick, everyone make a perception check for me.
Oh, there's night creature trickery about?
Including me?
Oh, no.
No, not you, Azora.
Okay.
Alright. So, Zaman, you would see it. Core, you would not. Gore, you would not. Agni, neither would you. Addy Dark, I need 1 from you, though.
Gore is still exhausted.
Mm-hmm. Addy Dark?
He said just 1 second.
Ah, gotcha. That said, well, in the meantime, we'll see what they see in a second, but Zaman, you look over off to the side and you see something from afar. Yeah, Addy Dark, you wouldn't even be able to notice that you're focused on the fight, but you see far, far off over here, some individual, a black-haired woman with an arachnid body begins to slowly show. And as they do, you see as they're beginning to cast a sort of spell from the likes of the trees and sort of foliage from afar, all the way over here. They seem to have a sort of arachnid body but down below, but a sort of humanoid one up top. However, as they're conjuring the spell, you do see as their eyes sort of shine with a green light. But you'll be able to sort of do something about that in a moment. Azora,
question. Who saw that? Who
only Zaman.
Perception check?
Only Zaman. Y'all rolled terrible.
Do I know who she's casting the spells for?
You're not a dumb character, so you would know that this individual has a green light shining from their eyes. You would see Azora's eye is now shining green, which is never done before. You could probably connect 2 and 2 together.
Do I know if it's good or bad?
Well, we'll find out. You can make an insight check in a second, or you can see what happens next round. But Azora, I have news for you. You are now poisoned, meaning you have disadvantage on all attack rolls and all saving throws, as well as this inspiration can no longer be used to aid in this showdown. Alrighty. Azora, make your second attack roll.
I'm telling y'all about them. I've been shouting. This is what I'm talking about. This is these night creatures with their trickery, bro.
That said, Azora, you try to slash out towards the individual. Describe how this does so with an 8.
As she goes to strike him, she feels all of a sudden very weak. And can she do an insight check on herself?
Make a medicine check. 17. What exactly are you looking for? Just to make sure.
She's feeling off. So as she put the sword to her neck and then goes to do another strike, she feels like she's wondering what's wrong because she feels a little bit more fatigued than normal.
I think Zaman noticing this, he would shout out, "What is this? What is this trickery? You have to cheat to win? Obviously that woman over there is doing something to Azora."
You see as they begin to continue, just watching afar as if they heard nothing. That said, looking over here,
to get jumped, cop.
He's definitely about to start moving towards that woman.
I guess when he says the woman, that mean that like he's telling us about it? Because I'm like,
I mean, I don't know if you're pointing out, but you're just saying a woman over off to the side.
Yeah,
those
I
who didn't roll a boat,
her.
or those who didn't roll like a 20 or so, y'all see nothing.
And
What?
Zaman will report towards that woman and he'll start approaching her.
All right, you can only move, or I'll tell you this, Zaman, you may join the likes of initiative, but that is it. And you may move as, or do as you would on that sort of things, or those sort of things.
With him hearing him say that, can bust detect good and evil?
We can do that in just a moment, but let's go back to this and we'll see what happens afterwards, and then you guys can do this. Because remember, this is within the span of 6 seconds, all happening forward. So a lot of things going on at once. That said, this individual will look towards the likes of Azora, and they'll see as they're sort of woozy and they see their eyes sort of shine. Ah, what? You're not feeling too good. And they're immediately going to try to kick the likes of your ankle, almost breaking it, and then will try to strike out towards your hand, almost sending the blade off to the side and possibly into the river down below. They're going to use a disarming strike, or flavoring it that way, and make an attack roll towards you. They will give themselves... they do not get advantage, so it's just going to be based off of their strength. Longsword attack. That's going to be an 18 to hit, and that will succeed. As you see, as they almost break the legs of your ankle, you stagger for a brief moment in time, and they strike out towards your hand where the sword is being wielded. As you nearly see as it's completely cut, almost losing an entire finger. You almost drop the blade for a moment, but you stand your ground as much as you possibly can, sort of swaying about. That said, that is one success for this individual. All right, Zora, what is your response? And then we go into Zaman's turn afterwards.
So Azora realizing that something is wrong, and hearing, of course, what Zaman yelled out, she pretty much understands it, and despite knowing that clearly this isn't a fair thing, she takes a second to look back at, Philo, and she understands that she made a pledge to get him to safety, and then she looks back at the warrior in front of her, and she just thinks about Mao and how she, they promised to get her to get Mao back to his daughter. So she understands why she needs to do this and to make sure that everybody succeeds in what they're trying to do. And she goes to strike.
All right, that says make your attack roll, but you have disadvantage with it. Come on, let's see what you got. 16, not bad at all. Describe how you strike this individual for me.
She goes in to after taking that blow. Immediately she felt the force of that swing, just like last time. But this time, she starts to think about everything that her and Agni had come across, and she goes to strike him, just thinking about Agni will avenge her when this is all said and done.
That says, you'll see as this begins to happen, you'll look over towards the individual as you try to strike, and you'll see you sort of coming for him, and he is going to immediately just try to sweep the likes of your leg with a small sort of a kick, and we'll see what happens afterwards as he tries to do so. He's going to make an attack roll as he's going to use tripping attack. That is a natural 20. You see as he begins to do so, he trips the likes of Azora as she begins to fall down prone. As this happens, you see as he begins to open up a pouch and throw a sort of bit of dust into the likes of her eyes, almost blinding her for a brief moment in time before bringing the likes of his sword down and striking directly into her chest. Azora, you cough up the bits of blood as you almost feel all of your senses being completely waning and more. But that is a failure. That is 2 successes towards this individual. A broken ankle, blinded by the likes of this strange dust, and poisoned. That says, Azora, you look over towards the individual as he begins to hold the likes of his blade towards you and says, "What? Are you still not having fun yet? You can yield now, or you can die by my hand. Which one?" As he points the blade towards you.
Zaman gonna get his turn?
Well, that's all he pretty much does, but that's it.
Copy.
So, Zaman, you receive initiative. What are you doing now?
Zaman is going to try to get as close as possible. She's so far away, man.
She is. She really is.
She's like, oh my god. 140. Oh my god. All right. This is probably not gonna work, but might gotta try something. He's going to. All right, he's going to move up and he's going to try to cast Enchain on her.
Move up. Move as far as you can first, and then let's see what you got. Is the range gonna be able to hit her with Enchain? I'm hoping so.
The range is, hold on, 30 and then Enchain. It's 90 feet. She's 90 feet away from me now. I can't see it. Nah, she's definitely more than 90 feet.
I mean, wouldn't the 90 feet like it's an AoE? You don't have to put it right on top.
That is true. That is true, yeah. So, I'm going, yeah.
Alright, come on.
And you said, oh yeah, Gore just wouldn't see her? He's just
Yeah, he wouldn't see her. He's more focused on the sort of battle ahead, the sort of looking off to the side.
That motherfucker's dumb close too.
Keep in mind, one thing to be known, she was hidden the entire time where even you, Addy Dark, and anybody sort of running up there didn't see her in the first place. Matter of fact, you guys didn't see anybody here. So, the fact that she is basically, she's hiding and she's hiding it very, very well. Keep in mind, this is underneath the likes of tokens, sort of hiding behind trees, and using the likes of also the rain and smoke around in or to her advantage and more. But strength saving throw DC 13
with these night creatures. Let me tell you, not the first
this
time
is not her accurate stat block. Let me go get it for her. It is +3, I believe. Yeah, +3. Okay, so D20 +3. That is an 11. I believe that will fail.
That will.
All right, so Enchained, that makes them restrained, correct?
Inspo die, bro?
That is
you want to use inspo die?
No, she already failed. He doesn't need to.
You don't need the
Oh, she failed. I got you.
Yeah.
The creature in the area you cast a spell must stand straight through it or be restrained by the entangling plants until the spell ends.
That being said, as this begins to happen, you watch as the chains begin to wrap around the likes of her or multiple spider legs, as well as her hands and arms for a brief moment in time, and she is going to look over, and she's going to first make a concentration check at this point. And she's now been found out. It's going to be a D20 +2. She does have advantage on these, so we'll make that.
What?
It's not a 30, it added both D20s. It's a 19 +2, so she will succeed. All right, that is that. She still has the poison or the sort of condition afflicting Azora, but at this point in time, she is unable to sort of move at this point, and she's sort of debating whether she's going to flee out of the scene and out of sight, or she's going to stay her ground for a little bit longer. But Zaman, is that your turn?
Question?
Yes.
So I mean, with all this commotion going, like would he see all, and that make her visible?
I would say you definitely would see Zaman sort of rushing over, causing a little bit of a commotion. Make a perception check whether you can see her, but you would definitely see the area where the spike groves, or excuse me, the enchain grove is going.
Perception check, come on.
But this is more to see her. 12, you wouldn't be able to see her, but you know where the spikes are.
Can Gore, like, since he was yelling about something in that direction, can Gore like instinctually hop in that direction with detect good and evil on?
Sure thing. That said, good and evil going on. All right. As you begin to walk over towards this area, how far are you going? Like the full movement?
The full movement that will get me close. Guessing we would go like right into it. Like, okay, move please. Oh, I did the measure.
You got to do, doing the thing again.
Oh, and he'd be taking the safest route. I'm trying to face.
Yeah. So at this point, you would see the individual with or in their entire form, multiple spiders sort of crawling across their back, their arms, their legs, and even amongst their neck and more. As this happens, they look over towards you, eyes sort of shining green, and then just sort of fuck, and just begin to start conjuring the likes of the spell and then trying to get themselves out of the likes of this area.
Can Gore still having his 5 feet of moving space, and if it looks, Gore would crush.
You can certainly try. Hold on 1 minute.
And Gore would grab his thing. Oh, I still have my crit active.
Yes. You do have the great axe. Wait, what are you talking about?
The crimson right. I still got it.
Crimson red. Yeah. If you were holding the weapon the entire time, you would still have it. So go for it.
Yeah. Gore would be like,
You tried to make me hurt the furry!
And he would,
Yeah. Wish I would have got her stats all the way correct. So her stats are not going to be completely accurate, so I wasn't able to get this completely done, but that's fine.
I think Gore has advantage because she's restrained.
Yes, you do. So yeah, make it with advantage, please.
Oh, bless Gore. Bless Gore, please. Please, Gore. Can we get it together?
I believe so. She would have roughly a 13 one more time, because with advantage.
No. The first one was 8. I'll just be honest. The first one was 8.
Yeah, first one's 8. 8 and a 13. You see as you try to strike out towards her, and you would see as bits of spiders would begin to almost shoot webs over towards your arm, almost restraining you for a brief moment in time to allow her a little bit more time to do whatever she needs to do. That said, Gore, I'll add you to the initiative, but that seems to be all you can do right now. All right, we look over towards to the likes of this individual over here.
Before my turn ended, because Gore kind of got active there, Zaman would continue to shout, "The arachnid woman, she's possessed Azora some type of way. I have a grasp over there in the corner."
That being said, you'll see as Hannibal begins to look over and try to scout around. He'll try to make a perception check and see as I've sort of already cast Entangled, so see with a 17. He'll look over and just look towards the likes of the individual off to the side and look towards all the individuals sort of watching the top of the horse or from horseback. And pretty much just say, "Are you not going to do anything? Is this your version of honor that you like to tout about? This fight clearly is not fair." You'll literally see as this individual looks over towards Hannibal and just says, "A tragedy," and keeps looking forward, unfazed and uncaring in the slightest. You'll see as at this point Hannibal was almost enraged, but he looks over towards everyone else and he doesn't want to lose his cool and end up doing something that he would probably regret. But, or at least he won't start it. That said, that is what's going on over here.
He's gonna put his hand on Hannibal, as he understands that they don't fight with honor, and as he puts his hand on him, he's also going to hold up his other hand, and just kind of say to him really softly, "Believe in Azura's strength."
I'll see as he stops for a moment, and then he looks towards the likes of Azura, and then he'll look back to you, and then he will nod, saying under his breath, "On, Azura, on." And that is what he does. All right, Zaman, that'd probably be all that you're able to do during your turn, but Azura, you look towards the individual. You bloodied and wounded. He has 2 successes. You have 1. He asks you to yield or die. What do you do?
Understanding that the leader person said that some blood has to shed today, a life for the life of her companions, and seeing that they're dirty, she's just gonna assume that he probably will kill her and then the rest of the crew anyways if she doesn't stand. So she'll be a woman of her word and stand up for her comrades.
That's it. As you begin to slowly start rising for a moment, you see as he uses the blade and sort of motions you forth. Look at this one. This one has a little bit of fight in them. Well, it begins to sort of back up for a moment. And at this point, you'll see as he begins to put both of the blades almost crossing over the likes of his chest, and then begins to pretty much straight up just rush over and lunge at you. A single strike to the sort of right and another one to the left. You parry both of the blows, the left and right, trying as much as you possibly can before he immediately begins to try to stab you directly into the gut and finish you off. That said, he will make 1 attack roll towards you. Azura, you will have to make 1 in response. But first off, let's see if what he's able to do. That is a 22 hit. Azura, you have a chance for a response. What you got for us? Not with a 9. You see as the blade strikes into the likes of Azura, directly into her gut. You see as he immediately just looks over and begins to sort of twist the blade while it's inside you, and just says, "Better luck next time." And just takes the blade out and then just sort of kicks you off to the side and makes sure that you plummet directly off of the bridge and into the likes of the water down below. You watch as Azura's body crashes into the water, making a splash before she lays down there, covered in the likes of blood. That said, you'll see as the individual will look down towards you one more time, and Azura, at this point, the showdown is finished, but he'll point and ask you one more. Do you yield? Or do I have to kill you?
Again, same thing. She's assuming that going off of what these guys said earlier, she's just gonna assume that if she doesn't give herself up, then they'll kill Philo, Mal, Trog, Zaman, Addy Dark, Hannibal, Gore, and Agni. And she sees clearly there's 40 dudes up there. So understanding the position that puts her teammates in, you'll see her just clutch her sword and try to stand up, putting it in the water to try to stand herself up.
That being said, so it seems that you want to die over a bit of supplies, huh? And that said, though the showdown is over, this individual, I will give you back all of your health. I will give him back all his. Now he's going to actually start fighting and trying to kill you at this point. That said, the showdown mechanics are done and over. We're in an initiative now, but now he is out for blood. And he will use his entire stat block and array to kill you until you yield and give up. That said, that is their turn. Zaman and Gore, you have a chance to do something. What would you like to do, Zaman?
Yeesh. Zaman's main focus is trying to get this person to essentially stop whatever she's doing to Zora. He's gonna move 30, and then I guess he's gonna toss a javelin at her. That will be an advantage as well, right?
Yes, it would. All right, make an attack roll for me. 10 would miss, but we got advantage, so 22 will do it. 8 points of damage towards them. Now keep in mind, their stat isn't correct, so they are not near death anywhere near in the slightest. But that will definitely leave a mark onto them as it strike, or you strike with the javelin. They'll have to make a concentration check to maintain the poison. There's a d20 plus, or 2d20 plus 2. Let's see if they succeed or fail. 11 plus 2 will be enough to succeed on concentration.
So she has a 13.
So yes, 13. She had to beat a 10.
Can I use a d6 to try to reduce it?
Yes, you can. Roll a d6. 5 will reduce that. As this happens, you see as the javelin strikes into her. At this point, she wasn't necessarily expecting. She was expecting spells, but not necessarily a melee weapon being thrown towards her. With the likes of Gore at this point, you strike into her and she drops the spell. And you see, or anybody would watching, you would see as Azora, your eyes would slowly start or stop sort of shining with this sort of green light. And you would see as your senses begin to come back towards you, as you are no longer poisoned, but now no longer in a showdown. Now you are in a fight for your life. That said, Zaman, is there anything else you're doing on your turn?
How far is Azora? Because we try to heal her, but she's
keep in mind, her whole thing is healed. Showdowns and all that stuff for thematic sake, so she is fine for now, but she is about to start getting slashed upon.
Copy. That is all Zaman. That's all Zaman has.
All right, so though out of game, the showdown mechanics are over. All of you, for the most part, you guys still think the showdown is still going. Though they fell off the likes of the bridge, they are still fighting and more. That said, Gore, are you doing anything off to the side as you see, or as you're striking out towards this woman over here?
Gore's still upset, so he's gonna be like,
"Damn you, creature! Who sent you?"
Go ahead and take. He's still taking his advantage because.
Yep, this is a train.
Yep.
Right. So still got the rights and smart. So
21, that will hit, or excuse me, 7. I don't know why all it rolled. What the hell? I hate when Foundry does that little thing where it tries to catch up. But a 7 will miss. Roll one more time.
Whoa, that was wild. I thought it was my. That's actually
yeah, that was Zaman's with the 22.
Yo, that's good.
Or hold on, make sure. Hold on. 13 and a 7. Did you roll another one? Nah. Yeah, nah. I said 13 and a 7 will not hit. You see as more and more of the spiders begin to web the likes of your arms and more and almost completely restrain you for a brief moment. You're able to cut through the likes of them, but it seems to be that she is already almost finished conjuring the likes of her spell. Gore, is that your turn? She seems, or she's kind of just enchanting and murmuring to herself. So she's about to cast something.
Gore backs up just a little off of that, and that's gonna end his turn.
As said, you'll see as the individual begins to look over towards Gore, and as this happens, you hear as they say, "Vive Valastal!" And immediately her entire form begins to slowly dissipate and more, as you see or something begins to be cast. Those of you with arcane natures, Zaman, you can make an Arcana check. Yeah, you're the only one sort of looking at it, so it's got to be you, Zaman. 20. You would see as she casts Dimension Door at 4th level. And you would see as she vanishes from the fray 300 feet. to
Did
who
she
knows
cast
where.
it on herself? Because she
Yes.
can't move if she's damn it. All right, cool.
It is by teleportation means. So
Alright.
she will vanish. But the bad news is she got away. The good news is she is no longer into the fight and no longer affecting Azura. She's no longer a factor. But now, from one sort of thing to deal with, now we got to deal with another. That said, alrighty, over here, Azura, you'll see at this point. Oh my god, I hate this guy. But you'll see as he'll look over towards you, and he is going to simply just take the dodge action. He's just gonna say, fine. Show me exactly the strength of the samurai or what it exactly means. And he will do nothing and allow you to strike him first. That said, Azura, what would you like to do?
You see, Azura is going to feeling a lot better now. She is going to go in her. She's gonna go into.
Oh, you're speaking. You can't hear you.
Oh, it's my fault. She went into her wind stance and she stood up. She doesn't know what was done, but she feels a lot better, and she moves over, seeing him get into a defensive stance. She takes this opportunity to strike at him.
All right, that said, make an attack roll with what you've got. You have to do so with a disadvantage as he is dodging, though. 15,
Yep.
That will do it. 15 will hit, dealing 19 points of damage. As you strike into him, you see as bits of ice begins to slowly form over the likes of his torso and all across his sort of shoulder. He sort of flexes for a brief moment, sort of moving his shoulder a little bit and breaks out of it. But that definitely did feel that one. He coughs out a bit and spits out a bit of blood. It says, now we're talking. That said, is that your turn?
Yeah, that is her turn.
All right, Zaman, anything else you're doing?
Do I think they're still dueling?
What do you mean? What do you mean exactly? Well, by that.
So like, I know Homegirl was giving him this event. Is there a way that I can like do something similar that she did? Like give Azura some type of advantage in this fight since they already cheated.
Yeah, if you want to cast a spell or whatever, go for it. We'll see what happens after you try to do it.
He's debating. He feels like it's a fair fight now, so he's gonna have faith in Azura. He's just gonna move closer to the fight.
All right, that says. You move closer. Is that your turn?
Yeah, he'll end this time.
All right, Gore. What would you like to do? You see as the individual is sort of teleported out, Zaman returning back to the field. Are you doing anything?
You talking to me?
Gore, you're muted. Also, Tito.
Gore would go closer and he would just try to yell out to Azura,
Quick one! There's trickery about!
and I got the best he would do.
All right. That said, well.
Can I actually make that the dash action?
Yeah, if you want.
And he would get close there. Yeah, we'll take that. Yep. And we yell that out.
You'll see as this point, goddamn, you gotta hate him. But one thing, Nat 30s, thank you for the raid. But you would see as the individuals, now that they see Gore approaching, now they want to start saying stuff or whatever. And you'll see as they look over and says, that one seems to try to interfere.
Targeting. Woo!
Animal. Keep that one on a leash, will you? That says, He's not gonna do anything more than that, but that's it. They are eyeing you down, Gore. That is their turn.
There's some words I want to say about these guys. Some words.
Yeah. Oh man. That said, this individual will look towards Azora, and he is going to go to town with this. First attack roll, he is going to make a disarming strike, and he's going to try to send your blade flying. At this point, he'll try to aim towards where he slashed before and try to take the blade from you even. Alright, longsword attack. 13. That one will definitely miss. See if he can add anything to it. At the spirit, he dies to attacks damage roll, not the normal roll. Drops a weapon. Does he have anything for that? No, he does not. So as he tries to swipe out towards you, trying to aim towards your hand, you are able to sort of dodge out of the way or deflect it and parry it as he begins to sort of move off to the side, and he is going to expend another superiority die. He is going to use this one. That is a D10 at his level, or no, D8. Hopefully it's a D8. Dear God, that'd be fucking ridiculous. Where is it? Superiority die, blah blah blah. Is it not going to say how much it is? Alright, I'll give benefit of a doubt. I'm going to say D8 instead. And he has 5 AC or 5 points added to his AC at the moment. Right now, so he is at 19. All right, second strike he will make towards Azora, and he is going to make this a sort of feinting attack. As this happens, or actually, no, he's not going to do that. He's going to do a sort of, he's going to do a sort of pushing attack. At this point, as you see, as he begins to thrust the blade almost further and further into the legs of your gut and try to kick you off of it. Let's see what he's got. Longsword attack. Going to be a 14, will miss, sadly, or that will be able to miss you, but you're able to strike it, or trying to strike into him and able to sort of throw him off balance. At this point in time, he's enraged, so now he's going to do an action surge. First off, he's going to use his bonus action to make a second or the third attack, and then go into the action surge though. Third attack, 10 will miss. You're able to parry left and right each and every single blow. But let's see if he's able to do for the next two. 20 will hit, 7 points of damage. He's going to do a pushing attack for this one. And he's gonna add a D8 of damage on top of that.
Let's
Go ahead.
see. What is that? A 20? I am going to. Does anyone got inspo to reduce that? I need to reduce by at least 3 before I start using my D12.
I have a D6. It's probably the best bet.
Alright.
Yeah, that's the last thing I have. So I guess, so I use this D6, you would just kind of just be reminded of some of the fights that we've had.
Word.
D6. Nope.
Yikes.
Out of 2, it will still hit. You will take the damage, sadly. Go ahead.
Yeah, take the damage, yeah.
All right, that said, as this happens, he will strike a second or a fifth and final time. At this point, he tries to aim or pretty much towards the head for a moment, as he is gonna try to attack you again. Longsword attack. That is a 19 to hit. Are you adding anything or reducing it by anything?
Damn. Did anyone else got any D inspos or D4? I just need to reduce by 2.
That's all I got.
Anyone got a D4?
Yeah. I've got some I can toss out here. I've got a D4. And again, I'm sorry, my shit's.
I mean, I can roll the
I was gonna say
D4 for me, please.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh
my god! What the?
Bro, you should have let
dice
Zaman
are trying to
roll
tell
it. He's
a
my
story.
good luck charm.
The dice
He's
are
my
trying
good
to
luck
tell a
charm,
story,
bro.
The dice are definitely talking.
That is another strike as it pushes in directly, or the blade pushes directly into you, and you are knocked prone, I believe. Oh wait, hold on.
That was pushing.
No, not pushing. So he is instead going to do it off to this side, and he is. Good lord, he is gonna. Yeah, he's just going to push you pretty much 15 feet this way. Off to the side. You sort of skid across the ground for a brief moment before you're able to pick yourself back up. And at this point, it almost seems as if he is just toying with you. That said, Azora, you receive initiative. What you got for us?
Yep. She's gonna second wind. And rush back to him, going into her water stance. As she does the same thing as before, she runs towards him. The ice freezes in the water as she runs forward to strike him.
All right. As said, make an attack roll for me as you do so.
Big yikes.
13 will miss. You swing forward as you try to strike out towards him. However, he's able to sort of parry the likes of the first strike with the likes of one of the swords and almost kick you back forward, trying to almost push you down to pretty much the river. That said, anything else for you?
Nope, that's the end of her turn.
All right. Zaman, you doing anything, or you waiting, or are you letting Azora do this?
Hey. Zaman, can he do something similar like he did before? Like inspiring her with his words and healing her?
You can certainly try, but they're gonna start making some Arcana checks in a minute.
He'll let Azora keep going. He believes in her.
Now, granted, if you want to try to hide it, you can make a stealth check to try to do so. But if they're able to see it, they'll try to make an Arcana check afterwards to see if you're casting magic or if you're just saying something to whatever. So.
Copy. He's gonna try to position himself, I guess, at a place where he may be a little bit more obscure from vision, and then he'll wait.
All right. That said, Gore, you doing anything? You letting Azora do her thing?
Or yell to Agni.
Big one! Why aren't we helping the quick one?
Gore, this is her fight. She chose this. Respect her honor as a warrior.
You'll see at this point, Mao is just sort of saying, always kind of saying off to the likes of Philo and kind of Cora, forget honor. It looks like she's gonna die out there. And you'll see as he begins to, he's kind of conflicted whether he wants to help out Azora, but he's unsure how and what he could do, and whether it's a good idea or not. You even see at this point Philo is concerned.
Gore would hear it, but in action. He would respect the wishes, but he'd ready action.
All right, readying your action for what?
Going to hold Phantasmal, and I guess only use it if it looks like Zora's about.
You got it. All right,
you get what I'm saying?
action.
Like if it looks like the killing blue, he's gonna.
If it looks like he's going to try to, or like about to do the killing blow, then you will do Phantasmal Force. Good to know.
Yep.
All right. That said, your action is held. Round over here. All right. This individual is gonna. This guy is going to go. They are going to strike out towards you, Azora. And oh god. I said their AC will go back down to normal, but. Or they're going to try to do another Actually, they're going to try to do a tripping strike at you. As they slash forth, you'll see as they try to almost cut towards your legs and almost sever it entirely with one single swipe. Longsword attack. Oh my god, 27 to hit and 8 points of damage. On top of that is the extra D8. That is 7 more points of damage. At this point, you see as he begins to slash out up, or at this point, or kind of slash down, and then immediately bring both of the swords upwards above his head and bring them down almost onto the likes of your stomach. That is good.
As Agni's seeing that, I'm going to use my DM's inspiration that I have. I had one from the speech that he gave out before the jellyfish.
That's it. Are you using it on this roll, or are you doing it on this next roll?
I'm using it to make him re-roll the longsword attack.
You got it. All right. He will re-roll. I'll reduce the damage in just a moment.
Oh,
26.
I tried. Man's rolling hot.
This man's rolling hot. Oh man. That said, he will make the second attack roll. 18 will hit and 9 points of damage. At this point, he'll look over towards you right beforehand and say, Samurai, you and your foolish honor over and over again. I really don't get it or understand. You don't have to die here, or anything, for any of these people, anything at all. You see these crates, and you'll see as he literally just drops down and almost uses the blade and sort of pushes your head towards them all. You are going to bleed out here. For what?
I won't.
Broken supplies? Is that what you want to do?
You want to say something, Eddie Bear?
Yeah, I was gonna use this D4 inspo for that. And as I'm standing there, kind of pretty bloodied up in injury, I'm still very inspired by Azura, and I shout to as loud as possible, "Be shapeless, be like water."
That being said,
and that's it.
Keep in mind, for future reference, do try to use inspiration die after or before I go on and continue on with stuff. Like whenever I say, like if anybody's doing anything past that, make sure to do it beforehand so we don't have to retcon anything. But you're good to go. I can flavor it this way.
But hearing that, she would look up and say, as you said, this is not over the supplies. It is for my allies I stand, as I'm sure you would yours.
Make a persuasion check, Azura.
You know that is not her thing.
11. Anything added to that?
Oh, might as well. Try a little shunting. Ooh.
That is a 10. That is a big 10.
Don't wanna die now.
Oh my god. Thank God for that.
She can't go like no bottom bitch. Shout out to Uva.
You like water, bro.
That said, you will heal back up the 9 HP and all that stuff. You'll see as he looks towards you. You see as he kind of nods in respect, but he has a job to be done, and he intends to do it and do it well. He is going to make his bonus action attack towards you, and we'll see what happens if he does hit. Not with the 10. You see as he you are prone at the moment, so he does have advantage. Yeah, target knocked down. Yeah, he would have advantage on this. 9, both will miss. 10 and a 9. He strikes forth as he tries to strike down into the ground. You're able to roll out of the way or kick him forth however you wish, or however which way you wish. And that said, he is unable to strike down upon you. Azora, you receive initiative. What do you have for us?
So she looks at him, and she says, besides, my leader there, Agni, said if you want the supplies, you can have them. At this point, you're trying to prove something against a foe much lesser than you. This cannot be fun for you. And she pretty much says like, this is, again, same thing for the last persuasion roll. This is not about the supplies. Like Agni says they can have the supplies.
Fair enough. That said, if you are using your action to basically persuade him,
she'll go into she'll take the dodge action, seeing that he's like talking. She'll take the dodge action just after that last persuasion roll to see if like she could convince them just take the supplies and carry on. Like he's proven his point multiple times clearly.
Yeah. That said, he'll look around and look towards Azora, and at this point, you are still prone, correct?
Oh, I mean, she'll stand up as she says it.
Okay. He'll look around, look towards his generals and more, and his other captains. All right. This is getting a little bit boring. I think I should end this now. And he's going to do 2 more or 3 more attack rolls. But
wait, what were you gonna say before the butt?
Well, not really much more than that. We'll see what happens if he hits.
Oh no, I was gonna say, well, for her bonus action, she's gonna pop this potion of healing.
You got it.
Actually, nah. Yeah, she's gonna pop the potion of healing.
Okay, go for it. It's just a normal D4 then, I believe. Yeah.
Nah, it was the one that was made for me. It's a 2d4 plus 2.
Yeah, that's the one Zaman made.
Yeah, I keep clicking it. I don't know why it's not rolling. It says
isn't it?
I must target myself. Oh,
yeah, I'll do it. I didn't even know you had to target people with that. 6 HP. You drink up the likes of the potion. However, they will try to basically cut it out of your hand and break the glass before you. All right, first attack roll. Gonna be a 9. Second attack roll will be a 14, and the third one, god damn. Unfortunate. Do they have? Yeah, they already did that. Well, no.
All these attacks are at disadvantage, right?
Oh, no, I haven't even did that. So, it was 9 and 14. We got to keep it with that one. So they'll roll with disadvantage one more time, and then they'll have to roll in the third final strike with disadvantage as well. 14 will miss, and the third one will also miss. You see, as you swing forth and as they try to strike, however, they are unable to do anything at this point. Now, this point, with you dodging and parrying, you're just pissing them off even further and further. That said, that is their go. Azora, you just dodging again?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Zaman or Agni or Gore gonna do anything, and then yeah, I'll go. Yeah, she's essentially like deflecting his attacks, and she's gonna keep talking to him. Like, what she's going to ask at this point. I mean, he wanted to talk before, so she's going to say, "You are interested in talking before. Why continue this? What more can you gain out of taking out people who you just met, you barely even know? What is it that is really going on here? Do you have to prove your ego to them? Or is it something more than that?"
Honestly, a little bit of both. And he's just gonna, again, just kind of ignoring just all the words that you're sort of saying towards him as much as he can. Not trying to get through. That said, Zora, you just dodging still?
Yeah, she will take, she'll go, do I have to? Hold on. Let me look up one thing.
Is it possible while he's doing that? Agni wants to look at the people over there and kind of say, "This is starting to drag on. This river has been filled with blood. Are you guys satisfied?"
Honestly, I'm surprised that she's lasting that long. I've got my fill. What have you? You'll see at this point, she's just sort of, or she seems to be sort of bored watching this entire sort of thing. Here he was talking all of that. Can't even simply defeat this simple opponent. Honestly, I'm fine if they yield. Yield and the fighting stops. I look towards Agni. Whether you have to yield for them doesn't matter to me.
Agni will kind of look at Azora. He knows Zaman and Gore were yelling about something, but he was focused on the fight. He's going to say, "I think we're done here. You got what you came for. We got what we came for. And looks like the supplies, we'll split them 50-50. No more blood has to be shed here."
You'll see as this individual will say, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa. That wasn't the deal here. 50-50. 80-20.
I assume you mean you get the 80.
You'd assume correct. We have more individuals than men after all. We need to make sure they're fed."
Do you think there was food in those supplies? There was very little food. If food is what you're going for, you won't find it in those supplies.
Well, then you are foolish to only believe that that you cannot make food out of other things. All the likes of magic and more.
We found them. We'll give them right to you. We get 25.
Persuasion
we
check,
get
Agni.
30, we get 35.
35.
Oh no, wait, hold on. What was it? He wants 25. 25, sorry.
25. Persuasion check.
Yeah.
22. You'll see as he begins to fold his arms, and then just sort of motion forth in agreement. Fine. You'll see. Oh, unless you're going to do anything.
Agni would walk up. If he catches Azora's attention, he would tell her to hold off and motion in them to do the same for them, their fighter.
You'll see as you'll see as the individual begin to whistle for a moment in time. And as that begins to happen, you'll see as this individual seems to be almost with this strange sort of almost unnatural sort of bloodlust to them. You'll see as they begin to whistle almost like a dog to them, but they don't seem to listen for a moment. At this point, this individual seems to be irritated and more before getting ready to step off of the likes of their horse before this individual begins to, or the individual in the center begins to start walking over upon their war horse. You'll see as they begin to look down towards them, and you will see as something strange begins to writhe amongst their entire form. The likes of the entire warhorse itself throughout the armor begins to almost start emitting this sort of black shadow from it. You see as amongst this individual's armor as well, these sort of more and more of these black shadows begin to sort of emanate and swirl around them as they begin to look towards this individual, and they will command them to kneel and halt. Azora, you look over towards this individual and you see as their body begins to almost stop for a bit, and immediately they drop down to the ground to one knee at this point in time. You'll see as he kind of tries to look his neck and look towards him for a brief moment, and then you'll see as he'll drop the likes of his blades. That said, Azora, do you yield?
You see
Azora.
Yeah, you see Azora like twist her wrist to flick the blade. What bits of blood was on it, and it goes to pick up her sheath and puts it inside. As she nods to both of them.
That said, as you begin to do so, you see as with that, combat is now over. However, for the sake of brevity, unless you guys are doing anything at all in this time, you can let me know if you're trying to do something, but you would see as the individuals would, well, this commander individual would first sort of motion forth for all of the men to, or all their troops and soldiers, to grab the likes of the materials from the likes of the river. But you would also see hidden about amongst the trees and more, you would see several bits of sort of materials over here as they begin to start taking things off to the side more and more as well. Things that you guys didn't even know were actually there in the first place, but and they thought you, or they assumed that you knew about it. And you will see as they begin to grab all this sort of supplies before eventually you are handed 25% as promised. That said, you all gain the likes of, oh boy, what was it here? Let me go check again.
Yo,
all right.
They gotta die. We gotta kill them quick.
All right, you gain the likes of, oh boy, 4 water, 4 mana. You can't carry any more materials. You get there's no soul coins here. You get 4 food.
We can put the materials in our cart though, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. You do have a cart. So I'll make sure to add that as well. And 4 medicine on top of that. At this point, now you were able to keep the soul coins because I don't know what the fuck that is, but so at least you got that. Regardless, the individuals will begin to look over and say, well, this one would probably mention, I advise you, if you don't want to, or if you don't want to have any of these altercations in the future, I advise you to continue heading towards the east and stay far away from the rest of these regions. This land isn't or claimed by the likes of the Zhao Dynasty. Do not forget that in your travels, if you wish for this to not happen again.
I'll make sure to keep that in mind and never forget.
That says, you'll see as they will begin to turn their horses, and one by one, they will all begin to walk away and disappear into the likes of the forest. That said, you all begin to gather yourselves, and eventually, once they're sort of clear, I'd assume gathering forth and sort of getting a hold of your bearings and more before reconvening with one another. That said, what are you all saying? Well, actually move your characters to where you want and let me know what you all say and let me know what you all do. Now, keep in mind, this individual over here, they would have seen them over here, or, well, they would have had, they probably would have seen him, but you did knock him unconscious, but they wouldn't have checked the body, so they wouldn't have cleaned the bodies up either, so this individual would still realistically be here. They're just unconscious at the moment.
Perfect.
This sounds like an absolute win.
Yeah, honestly, with supplies and a hostage.
This individual over here is also, they would have left.
There must have been a lot of supplies there, man, that we did not see.
It was a lot. It was a mother load. That said, you'll see as eventually Philo, Trog, and more begin to start rushing over. You'll see as Trog is pretty much carrying the likes of the body, still obviously unconscious, but you know, getting it towards you guys.
You see Azora limping away. She's limping to climb up here.
Zaman will hit her with a
Gore would have went over there and tried to help her out. Gore would have immediately zipped over. He would have been helping out the quick
probably
one.
hit her work. You'll come up to her, hit her work, cure wounds.
She'll ask Gore to get her cape on the bridge.
Yeah, he snatched it on the way and threw it over her, and then also threw a little bit of that bear fur.
All right. So go ahead.
She did. It all happened kind of fast, but before that guy left in front of her, she did want to say, "The Voda Knights will see you again. I'm sure of it." And then that's all she would have said.
I said, I'll mark that down, but he would have kind of blew it off and then just sort of wiped the blood from his sort of mouth and then continue forth with the rest.
Damn cheap bastard. I thought you said closed wounds. Nah.
At 5 HP?
Let me check. I think
the 5
no, she did not. All right, I got you. Boom. That said,
Zaman would say.
You would look. Well, go ahead, Zaman. I'll let you go first.
Zaman would say, "This is our Dynasty. These are the people that Jade spoke of as well. They fight with no honor, and that arachnid woman. She will be a problem."
Someone typing loud.
That's you.
Yes, you will have to tell me about what you found. I needed to focus on the fight, learn how these guys fight, and make sure nothing foul came before Azura.
Of course, that makes perfect sense, Agni.
They've thoroughly introduced themselves to us. It seems like Hannibal, Trog, Jade were all quite correct. The one thing I didn't think would happen was I didn't think they would agree to a deal. Seems like they do have some honor, even though they claim they don't. This one here maybe can tell us more.
It may be less of honor, more of a patience thing. I think things were taking too long for them. But either way, some arachnid woman was possessing Azura in some form or fashion, making her weaker than she should have been.
It was the same creature that Gore was sure of it.
She possessed quite powerful magic. She was able to vanish through a door instantaneously, even though I had her restrained.
Furry one. It was the woman.
And Gore would take a look at him to think.
You'll see. Oh, go ahead. All right, Addy Dark, if you're saying anything. You're muted though. Come on.
No, it's okay. Go ahead. You can say what you're saying.
You would see Gore as you're sort of walking by. Hannibal is anybody with a passive insight above like 11 or 12. You would know that he is boiling with rage within at the moment, but he is trying to keep his calm and keep his composure for a moment. You see as he begins to breathe for a moment. Exhale, breathe, exhale. And you'd see as the sort of darkness from his eyes would begin to leave. And he would flush out the sort of mutagens in his body before calming down and saying, It's just, like Agni said, this just confirms these individuals are definitely capable. More so than even I anticipated. But despite that, though we lost out on some supplies, we gained more than we had originally. And we didn't lose a life.
We gained a lot more than just supplies. We have information, supplies, and it seems like they might come in overwhelming numbers. In time, their kingdom will crumble. It seems like they are a bit overconfident right now.
Couldn't have said any, or couldn't have said it better than myself.
You will have your vengeance, if that's what you wish, Hannibal. Just not today. Stay your blade. Your time will come.
I do not wish for vengeance. It's confusing, but I wish for peace. Truth be told. But I know peace is not possible at this time. Blood will have to, or more blood will have to be shed, most likely. From their side, but also more. I wish that we sort of limit the amount of casualties on our end. But we take our time and go about things on our terms. Then, like you said, their kingdom will crumble.
We'd likely have to take out the leadership, and then it seemed like the grunts and the bandits they have just follow whoever they think are the most powerful. You take out the head of the snake, the body will follow.
Which is true.
Agni does want to kind of go over to Azora. He doesn't want to say much. He kind of wants to just go over to her, look her up and down, make sure that she doesn't have like permanent injuries. And the other thing he's going to say to her is, I'm sure she wants to be somewhat alone. Without pain, there isn't progress. You fought well, Azora. He would just kind of nod, and unless you had something immediately to say, he's going to just kind of walk away and give you your space.
Yeah, no, she'll nod to you and say, thank you for that, Agni. You will make a good leader yet. And yeah, that's it. And she just rests on the stump right here.
That said,
Philo, keep an eye on Azora. Make sure her injuries heal properly.
We should find a place to rest. Hannibal, you spoke of your hideout being close, correct?
it is close, but I must ask, do we try to push on and sort of skip past it to try to get as close to Philo's village as possible? Do we try to rest there?
Personally, I think a short rest is definitely needed. I don't think we're in a position to be resting for too long outside here.
Then you say to go past it, only rest for now here, and then after tending to our wounds for a bit, continuing forth to Philo's village, or?
If your house, base, or wherever you lay your head is on the way, we can quickly stop by there. I personally think this is no place to take any type of long rest, unless you guys truly believe so. I think resting up, question what this guy here might know, and going from there is the best course of action. We don't want to stay in these lanes, these lands for too long, or risk them coming back.
I agree, Agni. I think we should go to Hannibal's rest and then continue forth to Philo's.
Said. Alright. It is this way. North. Start heading that way. I'll catch up in just a moment. That's it. As you all would continue walking, eventually Hannibal would walk over to the likes of Azora, placing a single sort of hand upon her shoulder and just saying, "You fought very well. I'm impressed by your skill. You mentioned it earlier, but I'm proud to call you one of my students. We'll get our vengeance one day, but we need to look to what happened here, assess it, and make sure that we are stronger because of it. Come. Walk with me. We shall join the others."
And she gets up and nods, snaps her cape on, and follows suit.
We'll see.
Just for the record, Agni does pick up and takes his bandit with him.
Yeah, I assume so.
Probably acts as core to help carry him with him.
Yeah. That said, as you all begin to continue forth, and further and further into the forest, we'll have to pick up next time for the final episode of Valley of Dreams next week.
The hell is on that?
What is that? What is shade?
What is going on?
What is shade?
What are you doing, bro?
What
What are you doing, Chris?
Yo, I had no idea.
Wait a minute, what's going on?
You shopping at DM Mart? What's going on? You getting legendaries and epics?
I was looking at a different character sheet, didn't know that was gonna happen. My bad.
You just out here on different character sheets during D&D time.
Yo,
oh man.
Bro.
Real quick, because we are going a little bit late. We are going late. So I do want to thank each and every single one of the players for joining on into the session today. I hope you guys had fun. I think this was definitely an interesting session for sure. Definitely an interesting one. That said, I'll be right back, and I'll see you guys in a moment. All right, stuff here. All right, let's go to the chilling screen and all that stuff. All right, everybody, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you. That being said, we're gonna peace out and get going. Thank you and shout out to all the individuals of chat who decided to stop on by. Man, the Zhao Dynasty, they are not nice individuals, and they are not, well, they are not to be messed with, but damn, do you gotta hate them. That said, we'll have to see what happens next time and if whether these individuals will get their revenge. But that said, make sure to join the Discord and all that and more as we run a giant persistent universe that this campaign is a part of, known as Project Aurora, where anybody and everybody can affect the sessions and more, including you guys in chat. Go check out the YouTube channel to get your games to bring your games to the next level. And also be able to catch up on any of the VODs and more. That said, no person to raise, so we're just gonna end it right here. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys. Also, next session will be the Ascent at Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. See you guys there.